Dun, 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 dun. I feel like I should have gone on my laptop and checked to see if I had anybody blocked and go through the blacklist on there and do some unblocking. But I came live right away because I just wanted to. I just wanted to. So um, I really don't know if other people are live right now, and maybe I shouldn't have gone live right now. Maybe I'm intruding on people's live streams. I really don't know. Stepping on people's toes. I just don't know. Hi, Tandra. Hi, Candy. I hope. I hope nobody is blocked that. You know. That was on Mary Mary's live stream. I'll have to go back and through my life, through my blacklist on my laptop and figure it out. Hi, HA. Hi, NetNet. Thank you, Candy. Yeah, I've always liked HA, and I appreciate that NetNet in there. And I'm more concerned that that's why we initially even went in there. Chandra and I were on the phone, and we saw that nut account in there, and I mean, they're immediately blocked whenever they come here. I don't care if they say they are used to be a mod on fucking Maddie's or whatever. All I know is I didn't see them ever until you were hey paranormal. Hi Ganjan. Until you were being harassed with that phrase, and we were shocked. Like, so I don't know. We just wanted you to know that if you didn't think that you had anybody, if you thought that that person is still insulting to you, which I think that they are, like, but if where you were, hey Cindy, if where you were, you didn't feel like you had any support in that same mindset, we wanted you to know that you did. And I appreciate you supporting me in what they were doing. And I didn't, I love Mary Mary to pieces. I really do. Um, and Mr. Tim in Virginia, my condolences. My condolences. Truly, truly. I can't imagine. I hope that, he hears and he does come in here. But to lose a child and, you know, that's, I guess his daughter passed away last night. And getting close to, oh, Yeah, I've actually known H for a very, very long time. She's also a cancer fighter, cancer survivor. Yeah, and it was like, we kept saying it, and it was sad that he had to see, hippie chicken and Emily really, you know, it was sad. You know, I get it that yes, there can be side combos, yes, but know when to at least take notice of somebody else's, you know, sorrow, you know, and when a room is saying, condolences and sorry and stuff, expressing sorrow and support, it was sad. Hi, Night Owl. Yeah, yeah. I tell you what. So, for as much as a rough live stream as it was, I'm glad that um, Net Net, being here, HA being here, that makes it worth it to me anyway. I mean, maybe I can't speak for anybody else, but to me, that makes that worth it. Really, really. To have them come in, and even if they're not here, I thought they were. Not, I really did. I thought DDP was out of line. I thought she did a great job. That's exactly how Ahmad is supposed to be. Thank you, HA. That's exactly how Ahmad is supposed to be. Because hate speech across the board has hurt millions and millions of people in the world. It's been the cause of, call it propaganda, call it whatever you want, but it's still hate speech. Hate speech. If you're making up posters, putting down a certain, this, that, or the other. Hi, Tina. I appreciate you guys. I really do. If you're making posters to incite hatred towards somebody, it's hate speech. Call it propaganda. Call it what you want. If it's hateful, then it's hate speech. And here's the thing, though: free speech. The freedom of speech that is not covered on YouTube. I know that a lot of people have actually, and that's the thing. Even when there's lyrics of songs that are so gross. You're welcome, Nat Nat, and I thank you. Even lyrics of songs that are so gross, and they say it's freedom of speech. Yeah, but they're profiting off that. You shouldn't be able to profit off calling women, hoes and talking about, WAP and stuff like that. I find it offensive. I believe in censorship. I'm sorry. In some circumstances, I think Bible should be censored. I'm sorry. Uh, Hi, Mr. Tim. Yeah, it's how you use it. Yeah. I mean, if you want, everybody knows good behavior, bad behavior. People were brought up of, if you don't have something nice to say, then don't say anything at all. What happened to that? What happened to that simple, simple first learning lesson for a lot of us, right? You don't have something nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Rachel Reed is so funny. Every time she talks to HA, she caps. That's nice. Condolences, Mr. Tim. And here's the thing. if you want to argue freedom of speech, recognize that when somebody has freedom of delete, no, I know, Rachel. I know. That's actually pretty good. If everybody, when they're talking to HA, everybody could use capitals in this room tonight if you want. So the HA can see. We are here for that. He found a group, Tina. We are the group. Why would he want to be around strangers when he's got a group? Right? No, no. I think no, I'm serious, HA. Don't be sorry. I'm serious. I'm absolutely serious. It occurred to me that that might be better so that you can partake in the chat. Hi, Mary Mary. I was serious. I'm serious. I'm serious. You know, because I know there's been times, man, when I can have my glasses. I man, sometimes I can't see this chat at all. If I don't have my glasses, you better forget it, man. Oh, oh. Imagine um a lot of other people's issues in life because oh thank you, Night Owl. That's kind of you. Kind person. Um because I can't even imagine my own. But when I hear other people's things, I think we are all different yet the same. You know? Hi, Mary Mary. We love you too. And she was just keeping your live stream straight tonight. She really was. Matt asked Mary Mary, can she see me? Oh yeah. Can you see HA? Mary Mary? I mean Net was really doing yeah, I do believe that you can't do it by those three dots on their channel anymore. You have to go like into your YouTube studios. Probably you could do it on your tablet too. Do you know the cremation places? Do we know that they're a big ripoff? Do you know that in Michigan it's only a misdemeanor to burn a body? That DDP threatening like that. I didn't like that, man. I didn't care for that. He could fucking dig all he wants. We're normal people here. We are normal people. I mean, I know, but that's but as normal goes, we're good-hearted people, and we know right from wrong, and we know good behavior, and I mean, we only use laughing emojis when something's funny. You know? Oh, are you in Michigan? I'm sorry, I won't. I won't. Oh no, no. Mm-mm. You were fine. You were fine. I just don't know that how people want to defend hate speech with, the freedom of speech. I mean, you can't go around saying some things are racist and some things are this. They don't get it both ways. No bullying at all. No bullying at all. No bullying. She did have it tough. It was yeah. There was 50 people in there with only Net as a mod. I mean, she did great. She slammed the hammer down. Slamming the hammer down. Isn't that something? Only yeah. You gained your uncle due to life. See, that's what we all forget. We could say we lose people to death, or we gained them through life. See, turns it into a gift, not a loss. You know, you gained him through life. You know, I mean, it's sad to speak of ways that people have been lost, but if they are like a wonderful, wonderful person in your life and you have memories with them, I'm happy for your time with that person, Mary. Hi, Bobby. I do think that people who have lost their children to today's opioid epidemic, um, oh, Net has you blocked here? I'm sorry. Net, can you see Tanger? It does. It does. Um, it sucks that the opioid Net Tanger said you just done good. I'm sorry to hear that, Mary. Oh, she's seeing. Okay. Um, I, I could never, ever, ever imagine. I can't see Mary and Tanger. I can't see Net. You can see him. What do you mean you can't see him? I love you guys. I love you guys. I do. Yeah, Mary, I heard you talking about that. Um, I is that because you were I'll just put everybody's comments up there. Pin 'em all. Here they are. And I'm so glad to see HA here. I really am. I've known HA for a very, very long time. I don't know what a fledgling is. I don't know what a fledgling is. I don't know. I see you, Net. I see you. We see you. You can't hide. You can't hide. Ah, well, you caught it. Couldn't fly. You mean you trapped it? You mean you trapped it? You can't hide. You can't hide, sugar lips. We see you. We see. Uh, last night. Caught it. I want to say that I can't imagine losing a child, and that it's, yeah. My condolences to anyone who's ever had to go through that. You are Munchie, secular. But you did a good job bouncing like at the strip. She keeps calling you Tanner. Tanner. So what'd she do? Kick you off? Oh, again, not a job at bouncing at a strip. Imagine. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I can't even imagine what they must be doing in those strip clubs nowadays, man. Ugh, half the color than the female, and not the female word. True. Jax is here. Yes, he is. Paranormal Underworld. Just so everybody isn't confused, when you see the Jack avatar at places, uh, yeah. I saw the recent photos that Sharon put up, and I find it ironic that she would include, that when I was smoking a cigarette, which was before I had cancer, but she said, thank you, you guys. She said that, smoking causes cancer, but she smokes cigarettes too. So, I mean, I'm just not, I'm not sure that people aren't realizing that there's a lot of ways anybody could go any minute. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So let's enjoy today. No, Mary, on your tablet, go to your YouTube studio. Go to your settings under your YouTube studios. Go to settings, then go to community. I don't know if it's the same on a tablet, but on a phone lately, you can't unblock people by I know, but try on your tablet right now to go to your YouTube studios and night down. Yeah. Oh, on your studio. Can't even see that avatar. Oh, that is a cute avatar. Mary, why are they giving you a hard time lately? I heard something about them saying that you were. Yeah, I know, but they aren't allowing it. I couldn't unblock anybody that way lately on the phone like that. Hi, honey. I heard you're Jewish. Honey. I say that because when I was growing up, I lived across the street from, well, like my father was Jewish, but I lived across the street from a Jewish family. They were very Jewish, and her name was Connie. And so when they introduced themselves, she said her name was Connie, and I said Connie, and she said Connie. I said Connie. She said no, Connie. I think I was like 5 or 6 years old, and so Connie. I'm telling you, you could try it. You can try it. You could try it. But then I don't celebrate like that. uh, you could, but once you do it through the channel thing or whatever, check it again. Check it again. Now, is that because you were coming here? Do you think? Um, you did have quite a few people in your room tonight, so you're doing pretty good. Um, I do think they're the ones who. I went to Sharon's. Oh, Jax did. Oh, where is he? I don't know what happened. Where'd he go? Where did Paranormal Underworld go? He didn't blast them. All he said was, uh, why can't we all get along? That's all he said. Believe me, they've had channels of where they said I was the man, where they said I kidnapped my child. Uh, I mean, so I'm just curious, like, at what point did this stop? Was it a while ago? I mean, start. When did this start? They did shut their channel down? Their channel is up now. It probably never was down. Was it up or down? I don't know. I mean, when we all think about it, it was the hate speech that made people, you know, think there was something wrong with the Native Americans, right? No, Connie's not sick. I don't think so. What I find strange is that those cities are abandoned. Yeah, it's hate speech that made, Hitler be able to pull off, the Holocaust. I mean, even what occurred with the Indians could be, referred to as a Holocaust. Mary leave. I hope I'm not upsetting her by. It's hate speech. So it's hate speech that made it where people have made it okay to target certain groups through hate speech. Hate speech. And if they want to call that propaganda, it's the same thing. Uh, because, okay. It bothers me that Mary is such a kind, that they were saying in there was hate speech, right? They use hate speech to incite mobs of people to hate a group of people because of their color, their religion, anything, their sexual preference, anything at all, because for nefarious reasons, really. I mean, um, I mean, for them to want to say, well, it's freedom of speech, yeah, and it's freedom of Mary and her mod to say, we don't like that here, you know? I hope I didn't just offend Mary when I spoke of Indians or Native Americans. I just think that there's been many, particular people and groups that have been targeted through hate speech and it's not good. Yeah, they just kept on and on and on wanting to order her around by threat. You know what I'm saying? Like when DDP said to Nat, okay, I'll be looking into you next, and I will, Mr. Minivan. I'm sorry. I forgot about it. I'm so sorry. I think that they were, saying, you know, based on threats that like with DDP coming back with a threat at NetNet, it was basically like you've got to keep me here or I'm going to do this to you. And even with secular, they're going to tell her is what she said. Yeah, she was very disrespectful. And the bottom line is, Rachel is never on our topic, what we're talking about. Never on our topic. Yep. And he threatened you for that. He threatened you for that. Oh, but they cancel with they pay a fine. Oh. Now, why would he think that it's okay to threaten mods or something because you timed him out? Because you were saying no hate speech, please, here. And he said it's not hate speech, it's propaganda. And then you timed him out. Uh, but he was talking to Moonchild going, oh, that's interesting, Moonchild. What do you mean about that? I mean, yeah. And those people, they do that all the time. And $400 is outrageous. Take away the trash. And I feel like they were disrespecting both you and Mary and her channel. And if somebody can make threats like that, if their mod times them out, then couldn't they be behind a lot of things? If that's all it takes, you know? People have to pay for trash pickup now. Honestly, so in yeah. Mm, Throw it off here. Wow, Mr. Tim, that is so so kind of you. Um, I looked at the one, and I noticed if you had included a phone number there. If you could include a phone number, I won't discuss any further. Um, but wow, my apologies for us thinking that you were like, um, oh, HA, I appreciate you being here so much. Wow, I'm really blown away by that. Um, Good night, HA. Thank you so much. I feel like if they would have paid attention to those, remember the days back, like the hippie days, and they would call everybody tree huggers and stuff. I feel like, they should have listened to those people because the environment is fucking, you know. I was watching a live stream the other night. I didn't watch the entire live stream. I really couldn't stomach it. Um, and they and it had the people like, a couple of people that were in Mary Mary's, um, that were, you know, some of the ones that, net, like actually took, had to take care of, not take care of like in a weird way, but you know what I'm saying? Like in the way of like a mod takes, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the live stream was about, I won't, the live stream was about calling, calling police on people. What's going on, Mary Mary? Calling the police on people, and telling, people, um, yeah, send me your phone number, Mr. Tim, through email. Is there truth to what you said about you gave $500 to Tom Reed and he never gave it to Sharon? That's really fucked up. But the the live stream that was I was watching one night, it was like from 2 weeks ago on a different channel, and yeah, you don't have to do it right now. And, oh, people are saying that to you, Mary? Hey, Mary, you know what? You're an adult. You work, you pay your taxes. You're a pleasant person. You don't say anything mean to anybody. Don't you dare, dare let those people fucking get on you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. There's loads of people who drink. There's loads of people who get liver disease without ever drinking. You know? Look at Sharon put up a picture with me smoking a cigarette saying smoking causes cancer. I didn't get lung cancer. And yeah, and you weren't drinking. Yep, exactly, Bobby. Yep. My mother had emphysema and never smoked. Yep. Mhm. She said that about you. She said that about you, Mary Mary. Did she really? Let's take a look, shall we? Was she live tonight? I didn't see her live tonight. Oh, jeez. She said that tonight. I don't see her live. Oh my god. Well, okay. All right. Wait a minute. Hold on one fucking minute. Hold on one motherfucking minute. All right. Would you like me to handle that, Mary Mary? Hello, Michigan Maid. I don't know what you mean by that. I really don't. Okay, Michigan Maid. There you go. I don't know what you're trying to do here, but take some time and think about it. I don't know. Where's Mary Mary? Where's Mary Mary? Oh, she's still here. All right. She's still here. Okay. So here's the thing, Mary Mary. Is she still here? Oh man. I'm fucking gonna. Not at Mary. Oh, I just wanna get the okay to do this. Mary Mary. Mary Mary, you're on my mind. Here she come now, say Mary Mary. Yeah, that's good, Rachel. We don't need to know that. No, but for real. I gotta know if Mary Mary's still here. Cause, yeah. Cause what I say is, like, it's not about me. It's about anti-cyberbullying, right? We are about anti-cyberbullying. Well, I just, hi, Cindy. was disgusting. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you fucking kidding me right there now? You fucking kidding? Can you simmer down with that shit, Rachel? Well, I actually uh think I'm gonna have a guest come up. Do I have mods in here tonight? I know I do, right? I have a couple in here, right? Well, if Mary was here, I was gonna do a commentary on a particular live stream I saw. So if she's here, then oh, it's okay. Um, I'd like to do it. I still may do it. I'm just the funny thing is that last night I said I take the graveyard shift now because they're all doing this time. And what do you know? What do you know? Like, what do you know? You know what I'm saying? Fucking stupid bitches. They gotta vie for any attention they can fucking get. Uh, yeah, I know exactly, right? Exactly, right? It's a constant. It's been a fucking constant with these people, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have to. I'll fuck it up. Hi, Cindy.
Hey, babe, can you hear me?
I know, right? Paranormal? That's a constant, right? Constant. Yeah. How you doing, Cindy?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Oh,
Mhm.
perfect.
Mhm.
How you doing?
Yeah. I'm pretty good. I was just looking at another channel, of course, when they always have to go live and talk about. It's
Hi,
like 'cause
everybody. Good
uh,
evening. Good
this is Cindy
morning.
Infinity, by the way. If nobody knows who
Hi,
it is, that's Cindy.
it's me.
Yeah. Let's get rid of that person. Oh, they poop on me. For me to poop on. Remember Triumph, the Insult Comic Doc? So what have you been up to? How was your Martina McBride concert and
Oh,
everything?
it was really nice. It was really good.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, everything was good.
Yeah.
I took one of my clients out for her 90th birthday the next day.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
90, huh?
Yeah, the big 90.
She's still active and
Very
everything.
much. Yeah, lives at home. I mean, for 90, has a good mind, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, God bless.
Night Owls is not no more, I hope. With the name of that fucking troll that came in, did you see it?
Hey, Tanger. Hey, Connie.
That's funny.
Oh,
Hmm. Not saying you have Alzheimer's. Why? Who said they have Alzheimer's?
I might have Alzheimer's at this point.
Uh,
No, it's just
Hey,
called
all of us might actually.
mommy brain, everything else brain, right?
We
COVID
all have so
brain.
much in our minds that we have to keep
Right,
straight all the
right.
time, you know?
Yeah, there's so much going on. But you know what? We, you know, we manage everything the way that we need to, and we do
Mm.
okay at the end of the day, and that's
Yeah,
how I
we
was gonna
do.
say. I was gonna say that to you. I was gonna say that to everybody, in the chat and just that are our supporters and everything like that. I mean, we're doing the very best that we can with what we've been given, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
I
All you
think that
can do.
that is a huge message to go into the spring and into the summer with. Like, I keep saying that all the time. I am who I am and I am who I am. And I'm only going to do the very best that I can with what I've been given. And that's it,
Right.
If
This is the
anybody
hand
wants,
that you've been dealt, and you'll play it the best way you
hey,
know how.
listen, that's fine. Listen, I mean,
That's the same, though, right? I
that is,
mean,
there's this old adage, God is not going to give us more than we can handle in a day. And let me tell you something. I hate that
mm-hmm.
phrase sometimes. I hate it with a passion. But you know what? When you really think about it, at the end of the day, it is true. It
Well,
is.
I always think that maybe the people who get seem to have a lot of bad luck or
Mm,
things like that,
shit handed to them.
or health issues and stuff, it's because they're the strongest people.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Thousand percent. Yep.
Yep, I think
Yep.
that. And hey, not your Barbie doll. So nice to see you here. Yes,
Hmm.
awesome, Michigan made. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
No, it's
Yep.
true. They're not gonna
Yeah.
get they're not gonna hand it to a bunch of wimps, you know. Um,
Yeah, because they can't handle it. I mean, it's
there's one
not that,
yeah.
it's not that it's that's written in stone. That's the way it is. It's just the way I like to
No.
think.
Right. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's a
I
point
like
that I've
to,
gotten to in my life where
try
I
to
say,
encourage them.
I don't want to be that strong person anymore. I don't because I just don't want to be handed any more ish, you know?
I always like that saying, footsteps, where there's a man is like walking down or gets to the end of his life or something, and looks back down across the beach and sees, like, two sets of footprints, and he says, uh, at the hardest times of his life, there's only one set of footprints walking. And he said, yeah, but why did you leave me, to God, why did you leave me when in the hardest times of my life? And he said, I didn't.
I
That's when
didn't.
I carried you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
when I carried you. Those were his footsteps, not the man's. And I just like to think of that.
It's
Mm.
what can help us get through those really tough times.
I agree with Michigan, what he said right there, though. I don't know if you read, I pinned his comment. He's a very smart person, Michigan man. And I believe that. A lot of people, they keep going on and on and on about, I feel like a lot of times when they've said, oh, this person died of natural causes, that if they were richer or maybe had more family that wanted to pay or celebrity status, something, they'd do an autopsy and find out perhaps it was undetected cancer or something, you know?
Correct.
Uh, I just think that,
Or underlying illness that could have led to that disease or some type of a, you know,
yeah.
detrimental disease, and I agree with what Michigan Made is saying here, probably about 3/4 of the way, you know?
Hmm.
I think that there's so many times that there are things in our lives that are in foods, pesticides, things like that, that could slowly kill us. You know what I'm saying? There are certain events that happen in our life. I mean, I've shared with you a little bit privately,
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
story, um, where had it not been for medical, advances, I wouldn't be here today. But did I get to that point because of all of the things in the atmosphere or the things I was eating over time? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Um, but I truly believe that if you eat healthy, you do everything in moderation. You know, um,
I
but
think
that's not.
that
But that
sometimes it's when you go and you get diagnosed with something that ends up defining you.
no,
And it can
no,
be the chemo or the radiation and
no.
or anything that.
I never, I never
Mhm.
wanted to be that person that
Mhm.
I was given that, you know, um, title, if that makes any sense, right? Um,
Yeah,
I
I
was
don't
never
wanna interrupt you, wait a minute. Not your baby doll. Rachel Reed, tell her the same advice that you gave me in Tom Reed's room. Um, Tell her the same thing, advice for her aunt, please, Rachel. Rachel, please. Mhm. Okay, go ahead.
no, 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 that's okay.
If you and eat clean, you'll be fine. I mean, but there's silica dust, and that's all over the place. There's cadmium. I mean, that's there is so mu even the phones now with the
Oh,
radiation coming from them and everything.
well, it's like where okay, like I had told you that my mother had breast cancer, and,
Yep.
and they caught it very early on, thank God, but there was no family history, and my mother outside of and I know they say that there are certain precursors to it, but they don't necessarily contribute to it, right? So, family history is one. It's also your lifestyle, sometimes, not always, right? My mother was never a drinker, never a smoker, she always ate right, she always exercised, she was always super healthy just in general, you know what I mean? But where she grew up in the area, there was a lot of, waste disposal in her childhood years. Okay. In the air and also in the water. And there's been a lot of cases of cancer that have come up in her area where she grew up as a child of these random cancer cases, whether it's breast cancer or it's colon cancer or ovarian cancer or different types of cancers in women around her generation. Um, and it was just what they did at that time. That's how they disposed of waste.
Yeah, it's
And,
awful.
so there's so many studies that have been done,
Now they build right over, like,
they had to cap the
landfills.
land. They had to literally cap the land because there was
Yeah.
so much toxins and waste, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I like what
Um,
you're saying, Michigan Made, by the way. So nice. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, not your baby doll, but just know that, uh, you know, with the free will to learn how to love, be caring, selfless, always giving, and helping others, living in the light. That's the whole purpose we're here. I like that. I like that. I think we probably would all end up maybe with cancer at some point.
yep.
Cancer is society. I like what you're saying, Michigan. Yeah. God chose the devil to be the one who rules this physical world, and by doing that, it's up to our free will. By the sins of devils. Yeah, see? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Michigan. That's why I think we're coming. How do you know you really have cancer? What the hospital science? Well, there was a lump there. I mean, it was a huge lump, but I do feel like it was a battle between good and evil. I
Mhm.
really do. because the evilness that, you know, is around us and making and creating, like you said, the environment and all of that, and
Mhm.
that's all due to greed and money and everything, you know?
Well, and I also and this is the
And
conspiracy theorist in me, which I don't have a lot of, but I have a little bit of, believes that, um, partially, and people can say what they want, but this is just my own opinion. The medical community, um, as much as they want to cure it, they won't really,
exactly, yeah,
because it's a
I
moneymaker.
agree.
It's a moneymaker, and they
Mhm.
need also test people to test for other possible even worse illnesses that could be out there. I mean, there's no one cure for any type of cancer, you know what I'm saying? Um, I've seen its evil crooks in people young and people old and everyone in between, you know? And, it's a nasty,
Michigan
vile.
made, do you believe in God? Like, do you believe that if we do live in the light here, that there's a better place for us, Michigan? I believe that. I believe that there's an all-seeing eye, and that evil, there is truly a fight between good and evil, and like the seven deadly sins, like greed and all of that. I mean, I think that it comes in, all I know is there was a huge lump, though, Michigan made. I mean, I didn't want it there, and it was overnight.
Michigan made to the comment that's the comment that Michigan made below the one that you had just pinned, that one, yes.
Mhm.
So, that's where I say, in my own, medical trauma, medical journey, whatever you wanna call it, um, that's where you become your own advocate, okay?
Mm.
I was brought up in old school times where you, have to trust people of authority, doctors, lawyers, policemen, firemen, anybody that's above you, basically. You have to trust in what they say, right? Well, I did that, and it nearly almost killed me. And so the only thing I can advocate now, and this is what I say all the time, the best thing I can do in being here still to this day after nearly dying, um, after listening to what the doctors were telling me to do, you become your own advocate. You can certainly question things. You do not let insurance dictate when you get discharged from a hospital. You do not let insurance dictate when you can or cannot have tests done. You have to be your own fighter and your own advocate. And yes, it takes a lot of time, and it can take a lot of gumption, and it can take a lot of strength out of you. You know what I mean? Or it's a lot of willpower. But the only thing that we can do for ourselves and for our children and for our family members and our loved ones is that's the best thing that we can do at the end of the day, is be educated, ask questions, and if you're not satisfied with what you're being told, then don't take that as Bible, you know?
It's conspiracy truth. You're right about that, Michigan. You are
There's no
right.
conspiracy
Okay.
theory.
Mhm.
Like I say all the time too, and this could also democracy is a fallacy. They tell us what they want us to hear. They tell us what they want us to believe. They make us think that we're all, we have a say in everything.
Yeah, there's no better way to divide people than by making them think they have a choice.
Right, right.
Mhm.
I mean, look at all this stuff with the vaccine, you know, and how that divided us. I think that there's no better thing than just being your own advocate and asking questions. And if you're not satisfied with what you're being told, or you're still confused, you have time and you can go to another doctor or expert or get another opinion or go online, whatever the case might be, you know?
I'm listening.
I think that the one good thing for us is to have the access to the internet. I think the one bad thing for us is to have the access to the internet. It's
True.
like it's
Very
like a
true.
double-edged sword, you know?
Very true.
But,
Very true.
you do with it and you use it for the context of what it's supposed to be there for, if that makes any sense, you know?
It does make sense. You know, I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm listening to you, and I'm looking at our conversation. We have a very educated conversation going on in here, and in the meantime, like you were just saying about you, one of the good things that happened to us, and one of the worst things that happened to us is the internet,
Correct.
which I do believe that. You're leaving, Bobby? Okay,
Paviremos.
but I think that's what Esther is trying to remind me. Of time. What? I believe that through that soldier are born in groups only. Oh, I don't know about being born in groups. I don't know
Yeah.
about that, but I don't know. I don't know, but I'm like so um surprised that the internet really they have to be able to enforce things where they have moderators um to not allow chat rooms to spread rumors such as people are using meth, people are doing this, people are doing that, and I think it really, um, I don't even want to like. I looked at a live stream tonight and they were saying horrible things about Mary, who's a very nice person. I'm looking at a live stream where they,
I love Mary.
yeah, she's a very nice person, and where, see, this is where people, things like us worrying about the environment and cancer and all of that, it's like without the help of the bigger platforms like YouTube taking control of what people are saying,
It's not YouTube anymore, it's their tube.
yeah, yeah, man, they have got to, you know, yeah,
You know what
uh,
I'm saying?
and there was a whole channel live stream I saw from 2 weeks ago on another channel. Everybody gives this woman such kudos for seeming so kind and all about love and stuff. And she was telling the whole room how to call well-being checks and suicide trolling and things like that. Telling people not suicide trolling, fake suicide calls on people and how to do those things and
This is
everything.
just a random chat you were in, not anybody that's related to.
Yes, it is somebody in this community, and I
Oh,
wasn't talking. I just happened to see it, and the whole chat room is made up of people who do that stuff all the time. So they were just, well, you'll just have to do it and see what happens then. I mean, none of it's about concern for anybody's well-being.
no.
It's about trying to remove good people from YouTube.
And why do you think that anywhere in the court systems or in the police systems, nothing is proactive, it's reactive,
It's horrible, horrible. It's not even reactive. It's nothing. You know what I mean? They barely do shit.
right?
Yeah.
And then you've got people that take advantage of the system and then want to play them and take up their time and taxpayer dollars to do, excuse
You
me,
are right about
bullshit.
that. We are collateral damage. We
Hmm.
are Michigan made. We are. We are. He's right about that. He's right about that. That is the truth.
And they can use this to pay off debts with other. Yeah, well, they're more worried about helping out other countries than helping out the people that pay
No,
taxes
but
here
that's
too.
not the truth. It's not even about help. They're not even helping out other. It's they're man. our what is it called? The GDP, gross, what is it? The deficit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, is so bad. We
Trillions,
can't
trillions and
afford.
trillions.
Yeah, so we can't even afford the interest. Can't even afford the interest. Yeah, really, I didn't know that, Michigan. Tina and not your Barbie doll. I am so sorry about your aunt. I am, and cry when they do get exposed. Man. Make complete lie. Yeah, there's never been a president, and so that's why they want as a part of the game. That's why I'm on. I liked Clinton. I'm just gonna say. I feel like
Well, yeah,
he did.
Michigan, because the government gave us our social security numbers.
All right, now I just need to. I just need to. Uh, I gotta wonder. Everybody did see that during the time, even though they weren't really worth the defense, but because as it turns out, they are a cyberbully themselves. But it's shocking to me that when I say I'm taking the graveyard shift, so I don't want to step on anybody's toes while they're live, that then they change their hours to the same. And the whole time they're over there, they're bashing Annette. They've got an Annette clone in there talking about disgusting shit about herself. They've got other clones in there. And I'm going to tell you, people that we thought we liked that would come in here and combine with this channel from that other channel, they are not good. Not all of them, but anybody sitting in, you're okay with what? Racial. Really okay with that? Good night. Okay with what? What do you mean racial? Doing claim. Oh, are you talking about Clinton? And that's why you're, because I liked Clinton?
No,
And that's why you're leaving?
no. I think she's going back to what Michigan Maid said about when you sign the birth certificate.
I don't know. She might be talking about Clinton.
Rachel, what are you
Is
talking
that what
about?
you mean, Rachel?
Yeah, what are you talking about, honey?
No, this will be a real tell right here. Is that what you mean, Rachel? So what comment? I mean, in Tombstone. So what comment would make you not support this channel? What does that mean? Or did Night Owl say she was leaving? I don't understand. What is she talking about? Yeah, can you let us know what's wrong? Because I hate for people to have to walk on eggshells by not knowing what's going to upset somebody. Okay, we know you're not talking about Clinton, so what are you talking about? You know? What is it that you mean? Mm. All right. You know what? You know what? I'm about to hand this bitch her ass. Not you, Rachel. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about, yeah. Oh, okay, Rachel. It didn't seem like it um, when you said, eh, I don't know, maybe you said really okay with that. Good night. Well, I don't know, but maybe she is just tired. I'm sorry. Love you.
Rachel, I hope you have a good night, hon.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready to fucking go. Aha. Not snap yelling, more like laughing. Because of the comments though in the room over there are not okay. I don't know if anybody has seen those comments over there about a nice person like Net Net, about, you know,
Is Net Net still here? Is Mary Mary still here?
I don't know where they ended up going. I really don't. It's possible people just, normal people just are like, oh, these,
Tired.
well, not even tired, just tired of what you would think other people would be tired of.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Sharon needs me for content. That must be what it is. She needs me for content, apparently. Oh, okay, Rachel. That's what it was. Okay. We were like, okay. She said she went back and like, yeah, and yet she says consistently that we need her for content, and yet all she's doing over there is talking about people. And here's the thing, see, we don't claim to be bullies, so we don't care about being the best bullies in the world, but we are the best um, bully ass eaters. you know, because of intelligence and because, we'll look at it and they're so adamant about trying to spread lies and rumors that they're basically their own demise.
I ain't
You know
got
what
time
I'm
for
saying?
that. I really don't.
Hmm.
I said I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, it's their own demise. I mean,
Hmm. Well, I was gonna say this. I don't know if Mary Mary is listening or if she's still in the chat. She and I have communicated, through her, her chat room and through email. And very early on when she first started her channel, um, I subbed. I loved listening to her. I participate in the chat, and she never does a live stream where you can, chat with her. But very early on, you know, unfortunately not Mary's fault, but she had some people that were mods for her and that she trusted, and those people were not to be trusted, and so they would start just blocking people for no reason, and I was one of those people for absolutely no reason, and it took a lot for her to even learn that this was going on and for me to get unblocked. I had to go through a couple of people that subbed to her channel and this, that, the third, and I don't have any sock accounts or things like that. So eventually we were able to get myself unblocked. And
mhm.
I think that that was the demise to her channel in the very beginning, unfortunately, you know?
No, I don't mean Mary's.
Oh,
I
no, I know.
mean,
I know. I
yeah,
don't,
I
I didn't,
mean Bobbles, Sharon's, and here's the thing about Traveler Girl Angie, who I saw she had a whole live stream talking about Mary Mary. And you want to know what the irony is of her is that Munchie, okay? Munchie's avatar is a photoshopped picture of me.
is it?
Hmm.
It's hard to tell on my phone, you know?
The photoshopped picture.
So I think that there is, and this is my own opinion because I don't get
Hmm.
involved, but from an outside perspective of being, in both chats, there was somebody in Traveler Girl Angie Lou's chat the other day that kept saying that Mary had talked poorly about her recently in one of her live streams, and I was like, no, she didn't. She hasn't been live for like 2 weeks. Like that was what I was thinking to myself, you know. So I was waiting for like the stream to come up because I was like, I don't think Mary talked bad. I mean, I know there was a little bit of friction in the beginning, and whatnot, but Mary doesn't really go out of her way to talk poorly about people. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that somebody was trying to stir the pot there. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah,
because
Munchie.
maybe
And secular, because that's probably secular. What kills me though is they call me a bully while she's got modded someone using a photoshopped avatar of me, using the name Munchie for Munchausen. Isn't that irony?
and right, and I always thought Munchie was because they were a pothead and they like to just munch in the, late night hours after smoking a blunt or something.
Yeah, no, mm-mm. It's that's they've I mean
I just think that that was a big misunderstanding because somebody was in there stirring the pot the other day, and I didn't say anything because I didn't know for sure, but I was like, "Mary
nothing is a
hasn't gone live."
misunderstanding. Nothing here in this community
It's all on
over the
purpose.
last,
It's all done
I don't know how long you've
specifically.
been watching, but they are calculated moves.
It is very specific. It is very calculated. It is very done on purpose. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
Everything is
Mhm.
very calculated.
Right.
And yeah, and secular, the reason why secular gets blocked all the time is because yeah, he takes part in that. I feel
Stirs
like
the pot and then pretends to be innocent. Yep. Yeah.
mhm. Right, but we see him doing that shit.
It's almost comical because you know what's coming.
Here's the thing though. The thing about it being comical, I hear what you're saying, and I hear a lot of people will refer to it as drama and this and that, but when they want to go after somebody,
Oh, I know, I know.
they go after them in their real life. Like they don't care
Yeah.
um about harassing their child, harassing anything. I know it's not okay. It is not okay. Yeah, and but I find it odd that Bobbles and Sharon aren't going after each other anymore.
And then for the longest time they were.
They were, yeah, mm-hmm,
That
yeah.
was the cause of a lot of anxiety and depression and angst within her. Yeah. Mhm.
According to them, according to them. See, you know what they did? They just now removed all that Annette stuff because they knew that I was saying, okay, I might have to go over there and
The
start
troll that's
fucking
Annette with a
outing
last
them.
name. The troll that's Annette with a last name.
Yeah, they removed them now because I said,
Annette
hey,
with the nappy or whatever
shit
that
is,
is, right?
yeah, and then they quick removed it
Yeah,
because
she's been
they
all over
know
the place the
I
past
will
week
fuck
or so.
them up any day of the week. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean in an educational, intelligent way because I'm not fucking around with these people anymore. 2 years of seeing people that I love being harassed for supporting me. 2 years of defending myself. And then recently watching people talk about one-titted freaks, meth whores, talk about Mary, talk about Bobby Ramos, talk about Night, talk about everyone. Um, I'm not fucking kidding these people. As calculated as they think they are, I'm always one step ahead
You
of
gotta
them.
be at least one step, if not more ahead.
Always one, if not more.
Yeah, yeah.
Always one step ahead of them. And they want to talk thick skin. If I wanted to, I could have these people in the corner crying like a fucking bowl of jello. Uh, I am. Yes, you can. I
Mm.
am serious and passionate about my fight to get YouTube to take note of the behavior that's going on.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that there was one incident that, the subway, um, incident that happened in New York City last week.
Mhm.
And the guy, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, that did all of this. Um, he had posted a manifesto apparently on YouTube and really had put it out there before he did any of this.
Mhm.
Almost like he had the intentions to do it, but if he was to be stopped ahead of time, that would have been a good thing, if that makes any
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah,
And
it makes a lot of sense, of course. Yeah.
YouTube did nothing.
Nothing.
And so there's a lot being looked into, even that one particular terrible, horrific incident that shook so many people and
It's
harmed so many.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you know what? In a couple of years, you'll see people using that as their video and their content and having millions of views off it. Well, I'm not willing to become a statistic.
No, but what I'm saying is that the whole premise behind the fact that he did it as a manifesto, as almost a cry for help,
Right,
you know?
exactly.
Like, not everything can be, um you can't
Well, it's a
react to
cry for
everything.
help, and yet here's these
They didn't do
people
anything.
calling well-being checks on people who
Have no
are
reason to
applied
have
for.
well-beings checked on them, and they're wasting taxpayer dollars and
Exactly.
authorities' time. Yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep.
Exactly. Jax, I sent you the link. Um, so just so you know, just so you know. I got this YouTube thing figured out. Have to by coming at go to Sharon and Bala's chat and what happened there? Let me just take a quick quick peek to see if what I said was correct. Jack, yeah, I'm just checking something out real fast. Let me see. Okay. All right, I was just checking on something real quick. Um, are they sitting watching that kind of stuff? And if you want, Mr. Tim, would you mind listing them in this chat stream, please? So they know that if they can sit through that kind of shit, it, I'm not seeing anybody at this moment that comes here. I know they do get attacked. I know
Yeah,
they do get
I was gonna
attacked.
say there's a couple people that can go back and forth, that are allowed to go back and forth, I guess you should say, but,
They
um
are allowed, but I don't see anybody saying anything wrong. I do know that Sharon attacks them. You know, Sharon attacks them. Now, Maddie and Gerald have found out more for what they were doing with the latest news of being caught on camera at the scene of a. Gerald was that is. It looks like. Is it him or does it look like? And is it coming from Sharon and Nitty? Is it coming from Sharon and Nitty? I mean, let's be for real. These motherfuckers wouldn't have cared. Would have cared less if Maddie and Gerald froze to death on the corner of the street.
mm, yep,
They wouldn't have cared. They would care less.
less. Yep.
Yeah, they give more fucking compassion to some stupid bitch that's fucking sitting there talking about how she's robbed people, she's done this, she's done that, driving her car fucked up, being in a truck with a fucking guy who's all fucked up, driving a fucking big semi, all fucked up, and they give more compassion.
Willingly gave up the rights to her kids so she can go do dope.
Oh well, no, no, I'm not talking about Maddie. I'm talking
Oh,
about yeah.
oh, the other one, I
Maddie may
gotcha.
not have willingly. Maybe she was fought. They fought for. Maybe she lost her kids because of some fucking douchebags like these fuckers who like to call CPS on people for no reason. Maybe that's why she started doing drugs. We don't know that. But I'll tell you what, not one of those people who want to talk shit have any fucking place to judge anyone. Mm-mm. No, I don't think so either, Mr. Tim. Hi, Jack.
Hello.
Hey, Jax.
Hi.
Hi.
What up? Did you go over there? Did they give you a hard time? What happened?
Uh, I did go over there this morning or this afternoon or whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I wasn't trying to cause any problems. I just wanted to ask a couple questions and that was it. And I got blocked. And she's like, who is this? Is this Jack's Paranormal? I'm like, yeah. And so she said everything was fine. She goes, I'm glad you came over and explained everything. I said, I wasn't trying to do
You don't
anything.
have to explain anything to her.
I know. I'm just
Mm-hmm. Hi,
keeping the
Ruby.
peace. But I'm sure I'm still blocked, but that's
Yeah, but
cool.
do you see what she's doing over there? There's no peace.
Yeah, I know. I know. I just said what I had to say and then I left. I wasn't there very long.
Michigan, you fucking pink voice. The other night I was in a chat. I don't remember the names, but I was there. You know, and ask people what they think. Sharon put it on and asked people what they think. Fuck Sharon. You know, you know. Yeah, you gotta not fucking blow smoke up their fucking ass. I mean, because you could do what you want, but it's quite apparent that this, you know, these people are fucked up, man. Apparently, her whole entire chat is horrific. Evil people.
Yeah, there's something.
Something wrong with them. They are in no place to judge people. You know, all they didn't say anything about it when it jumped down and just a fake having a gun. I don't know anything about Maddie and Gerald. All I know is everybody has their own problem. Like if Sharon thinks she's perfect enough to point out the problems of Maddie and Gerald or anybody else, she's got a problem. Right?
She's so not relevant in my mind to even, I don't even know, talk about, or you know what I mean?
Well, she's pretty fucking. She's not relevant. She's just pathetic. But she also is relevant to the cause of fighting cyberbullies. She is one. You know, if I was a weaker person, the shit these people have said and done, who knows what may have happened, you know?
But it didn't,
No, it didn't. And that's their fucking,
and that's a good thing.
that is a good thing, you know? Why did
You
you get
know,
blocked from there?
what's that?
Oh, you mean you went in there under another name?
Yeah.
Oh, and that name got blocked, or she's just,
No. No.
oh, paranormal underworld. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You're
Oh, I
blocked.
know.
That's just one less, you know?
Yeah, it's just the fact that, I went in there last night. I
There's
mean,
no reasoning.
no, none whatsoever. The only thing that I was blocked is because, once again, you know this already, and a lot of people are blocked because of the same reason,
Yep,
because I'm friends and support you.
yep.
Period.
That's it. That's all it is. And I just find it so odd that her and Bobble are not going after each other right now. Isn't that strange that somewhere behind the scenes these two douchebags have got together and made one bigger douchebag. You know?
Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab my charger.
Okay. And I thought it was, yeah, but it's, the point is, uh, oh, you are black too, Mr. Tim? Yeah, the point is, Night Owl, that there's kind people here and there's not kind people there. So anything they do is not going to be motivated to helping anybody or supporting anyone or encouraging anyone. It's consistently same clothes they wear. Well, there's the same clothes a lot of people probably wear. I mean, who's gonna like rob the Dollar Tree? I mean, if you're gonna go that far, you may as well make it a freaking top dollar place. You know,
Yeah.
top dollar.
Go
I'm
rob
gonna open a new store and call it Top Dollar.
go rob Gucci.
Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter is that Sharon's not an innocent person. She's not without her own flaws or her own crap. You know.
But at the
So
same time, though, none of us are perfect and flawless.
none of us are. None of us. None of us have even claimed to be. But when we've admitted something that is, we're going through or an issue that somebody has had or anything at all, they use it as, you know, they use it as weaponry. I mean, it's insanity. Truly insanity.
Yeah.
It really is. And I feel bad for people who actually are trying to better their lives, because if they get these people in their lives, they create an electronic footprint that, if YouTube doesn't take responsibility to erase, there's basically no hope. I mean, you can character assassinate someone the same way you can physically assassinate someone in today's electronic age.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they even go far beyond electronic age. I mean, if they catch, say you work somewhere and you happen to be wearing your work shirt, where you make a video and you're wearing your work shirt. Next thing, they want to be calling your job. Or if you had a child that was under a different name, I mean, not under a different name, if you had a child that was under an age, a certain age where CPS and stuff could get involved, they do that too. If they can call the police on people for no reason, they do that too. They do anything they can possibly do, and it reaches into people's real lives. It's not just a simple matter of blocking and ignoring. It's it's a fight against good and evil.
Mm.
You know, it really is.
All
What
right,
was her live stream about today, by the way, Jack? The one that you went in, was she talking smack again, or what?
No, not really. I mean, I just went over there and I said the first thing that I said is that Sharon, I wasn't trying to be, you know, come across as being an ass or whatever. I was just asking a question, and she's like, "Who is this? Is this paranormal? Is this Jax?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me."
So
That
she
was
put a
it.
big old cigarette into my mouth. She's going, smoking causes cancer. Um, Hi,
Oh,
Bobby.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, she's got a picture up, and then she even photoshopped like a cigarette in another picture, and yet the whole time she smokes cigarettes. So what kind of fate is she tempting? I mean, I, I don't know, but I certainly wouldn't be.
Well, she's quick to pick apart the things that she can't see within herself.
Yeah, fucking pathetic.
You know?
Pathetic. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I mean. That there's no relevance. It's just ridiculousness,
it's really crazy. Oh, did you go over there, Bobby? What happened? I didn't see you in there. What happened? We weren't looking like. Did you go in there? Bobby says she went in there. Yeah, but it's not really even Sharon's business. I mean, what the fuck does she care? Like, nothing they do is out of caring about
She
people,
has
not
nothing of
even well
value to
being
add
shit.
to it on any level.
Say passing, and they blocked you. Oh, is that what you said? Mr. Tim? I was thinking you probably went in there and said something pretty good. And if you did, that's all. Not that I care if you did. I'm just saying, like, it's, I actually appreciate that when people go in and, try to make sense of something.
Well, that's what I tried to do last night, but the things went not quite well as I expected, and yeah, I was blocked.
Yeah. There's no reasoning with those people. They don't have the capability of acting adult, apparently. That's why the way they are in real life, they're people that they meet every day, even. They're probably people who, take screenshots of people or photographs of people on their phone that they think are overweight and say, "Hey, everybody, look at this, laugh at this," or this or that or the other thing, and they just don't have any mindset to think if it happened to them, they wouldn't like it.
I
You
just
know?
find, I think it's ironic that she's like, your name is paranormal, but you didn't see that coming. No, that's called a psychic, and that's not what I am. So get over yourself.
Yeah. It was like Jaxie Poo. I hope you're still here.
Blech.
Jaxie Poo. I mean, it's not even like I just
Hey,
figured from by
Debbie.
now these people would be tired of this shit.
Well,
Yeah. Very strange.
I'm so bored of it.
I know, right? She's like
onto,
smoking causes
onto bigger and
cancer.
better things.
Basically she's begging for a parody. That's what she says.
Mm-mm-mm.
Shit like that. I mean, begging for a parody.
Someone needs to put a bunch of little Legos on the floor of when she gets out of bed and then step on them.
Hi, Debbie. I would think more like a couple of light bulbs or
Well,
marbles.
I'm just saying, it's funny. Your kid ever
Light
do
bulbs
that
or
when they
marbles.
were little? My kids do that all the time. I'll step out of bed. I'm like,
I
do
used
the
to like
dance
to
moves.
pretend that every like carpet or like furniture piece was, and the floor
Lava,
was the ocean.
lava.
Yeah,
My kids
exactly.
play
Or
that. My kids,
lava.
my
Yeah.
kids play that game, the lava game. They do the pillows. It's a lava. It's lava. They do that all the time.
Yeah, and you gotta like step over it and
hmm
shit.
The pillows,
Nah.
you gotta jump from one pillow to the other. They take all my
Yep.
freaking fuzzy white and gray pillows, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, you know what? It's fine. You're having fun. Go for it.
Yep. I used to like that stuff. And that's
Lava,
imagination, so it
lava.
is a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I gotta
Yep.
get some ship, but the ship pillows they don't want to use. They want to use the good ones.
Of course.
So, it's always
You should have
she
told them
won't.
the sit pillows were the good ones.
I know, right? They know the
Yeah.
good ones, so they can sniff them out. They can find them wherever they are.
Yeah. Remember building forts when you were
Yes.
little?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what mine do all the time. Like in the summer, they have a permanent fort downstairs in my living room, and each one of them has a corner that they sleep in, and they have their own like they have their own stuff, like their own setup of their tablets and their phones, and this is how and it just doesn't get taken down all summer.
I'd be taking those fucking tablets and those phones away from them.
No, they only
I,
get them at certain times, but they
oh,
set
good.
it up as like an office, so then they run it as like it's a game they play.
Oh, well, that's kind of good. At least
It
they're like
is. It's
working
cute.
in their mind,
When you
right?
got four of them, and they're all boys and they're ready to tear the sheetrock off the walls, especially during, when they
Oh,
were having to
wow.
be homeschooled and not in school at any point in time for 2 years, forget about it. You do what you
Two
got to
sets
do.
of twins she's got. Can you believe that, Jack?
Who says
Mm.
Mm-hmm. All boys.
all boys?
Mm-hmm.
I got
Yeah.
4 boys sleeping right now, 2 dogs, a hamster, and a man all sleeping. And I still found a
Ah,
cozy place to talk to everybody tonight.
you're the only woman up here. I mean, the only girl in your house. Not the only woman.
Except for one of my dogs, I finally got as a female. She don't want anything to do with me anymore. She wants her dad. She wants my sons. Whatever.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, she's one of them.
oh.
I was like,
Mm.
forget you, forget everybody.
What kind of dog?
She's the one that's the Greyhound mix, the rescue. I want to go back to my long-haired Chihuahua who loved me forever and ever.
Oh.
That's what Roscoe
Mm.
reminds me of, is my long hair that I lost.
Yeah, he's a good dog. He's a good
Yeah.
boy. Did you call that apartment today, Jack?
Yeah, it's gone.
It is. That sucks. Figures. Looks so nice. Apartments are so expensive. I
Oh
was looking
my
with
God,
them.
forget about it right now. Everything is.
Bye, Debbie. I hope you're doing well.
Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. Oh, honey.
I feel bad that Mary and they all left, and I don't remember when they left.
She was drinking a little bit. She probably got saucy and fun with her husband.
Saucy and fun. No, Cindy isn't Tiffany.
No.
What do you mean Cindy is
Cindy is
Tiffany?
Cindy. Cindy is not Tiffany.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I like my dog. It's like my boy, I guess. Well, Tucker too, but
How old is he?
Roscoe, he's like 4 or something.
Oh, he's a baby still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Basically, all my pets are still pretty young. They're all still in the single digits. Tucker's the oldest, but he's
Mm-hmm.
the smallest.
Yeah, mine too now, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's a
Yeah,
good
my
boy.
puggle is 8. He'll be 9 in August. And yeah, the puppy, well, she's a year and a half. And then the hamster is, I don't know, a few months. Peanut.
Hamster. How long do they live usually?
2 years at most.
I used to have hamsters when I was a little
So
kid.
the other one, Bugsy, only lived to be like 9 months. And my son came home from a football game and he's like, Mommy, we got a problem. And he comes down the stairs with this dead hamster in his hands, and I'm like, I'm like, I didn't even know,
Aw,
like, we had just gotten home, and it's like, you act and you're like trying not to be emotional. I'm like, oh, this poor kid.
right.
Oh, Santa had
I
brought it.
remember
Oh my
having a hamster. The
god.
other one like ate the other one.
Oh,
Mm, gross.
we had a turtle too, but the turtle, when we went on vacation last year, um, my father-in-law was coming over to check on the gardens and the animals, the ones that we had here, and nothing survived. The garden didn't, the animals didn't. I'm like, what happened when we were gone? We were only gone for like 5 days.
Mm, that's definitely not Tiffany. I've spoken to Tiffany. I've spoken to Tiffany and I've spoken to Cindy, both of them on the phone, and neither one of them is the same person.
Yeah, that Cindy don't even sound remotely like Tiffany at all.
No, she doesn't. Not even remotely like Tiffany. Tiffany would never be like, they're not relevant. Tiffany would be like, these people are going after me. These people are going after me. These people are going after me. And she's really,
Okay.
I must have a really good voice then, huh?
She's
Oh,
a voice changer.
it's a voice changer.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Voice
Conspiracy.
changer. Night Owl says, case solved. Case
That's it.
solved.
Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Case solved. Case solved.
That's great. I love it.
Fucking hysterical.
I love it. Mr.
No,
Tim. He goes level.
yeah, right. She doesn't. Oh, I'm not going to ask her to cam up because I've spoken to her on the phone and I know they're definitely not the same person. No, you first. You cam up. You come up here and you cam up then. You first. Oh, nobody has to prove anything to you. You sit in time out and think about what you've done.
That's great.
Thanks.
I mean, yeah, seriously. Think about that. Coming in here, calling themselves you first and making demands. It's fucking ridiculous.
That's somebody trolling themselves right there.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
In that case. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bobby Remos. I can't. I gotta roll
Bobby
my
Ramos.
Bobby
Oh.
Remos.
Yeah, she's got a vicious pit bull. Mm-hmm. Night Owl. It's funny. Case dog. Yeah. You know, I found it kind of like strange that Sharon's bunny costume had a Hitler mustache.
I didn't even go in there tonight. I didn't even.
Like, what the fuck?
I had so much going on tonight. I was listening to Mary Mary's, and then I was like, "Oh, hey, actually, I was able to come on and chill with you guys tonight."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really pissed off when I was seeing that live stream with Traveler Girl Angie talk about Mary Mary.
I think that, but that, I'm not gonna say anything. I think that they've been pitted against each other purposely, and neither one of them have done anything actually wrong to each other, and they need to just work it out. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations.
Not really, because here's the thing. Night Owl. I'm not. Mary Mary has the mindset of no, it wasn't secular. No, has the mindset of just being a kind person. She's never claimed to be perfect. She doesn't want drama in her room. She likes
Who's
everyone.
this?
Mary Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Where Traveler Girl Angie, her room is filled with people who continuously speak drama wise. She allows it. She knows it. She's probably heard people, say that about the munchy person.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jack.
Oh.
And she knows that Mary Mary's never done anything wrong to her. She knows she's not perfect. And yet she still is allowing it, and it's gone on. She's somebody who's gone around saying I'm on meth. And we've never said anything about that woman. And she, before I even ever had any kind of interaction with her, she was already having live streams saying I needed an exorcism. I was a horrible person, talking about cancer. And I didn't even know her. I never had an interaction with this person. She knows bad behavior from good behavior, and she doesn't display it. She really doesn't display it. So, can't compare Mary Mary to, Traveler Girl, because she partakes in things that she doesn't have definite proof of. They're just harassing Mary Mary because she's kind to me. And that's the bottom line, really. Too bad. But here's the thing. We definitely outdo them in energy, that's for sure. we have to.
You
We
outdo them in the
definitely,
graveyard shift.
yeah, we definitely outdo them in
You
that.
outdo me in the graveyard shift. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh my. You know what's crazy is like sometimes I'll put one of my earbuds in and I'm listening, and then I fall off and then I come back in. I'm like, oh, I feel like I missed nothing because it feels, but it's been going
It's
on.
still there.
I'm like, oh my God.
Hmm. That's okay.
But you said you
Okay.
think Sharon's leaving Bobbles alone.
I think they're both leaving each other alone. Yes, I did just check that, Mr. Tim. I did see that. Okay. I understand.
Didn't she just do a recent thing or no?
Bobbles or Sharon?
No, Sharon. Sharon's always doing
Mm,
something about somebody.
yeah, but they got to do it that way so it doesn't look too obvious and conspicuous. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They're just not too smart because I pretty much was
Yeah, because
noticing it a while
if
ago.
she's on well, like she's made things about Bobbles that kind of like support you recently. But then she says things about you, but that doesn't necessarily support Bobbles. I don't think she's ever really supported Bobbles.
Well, right, but they both want to go after me, and um, so they're just trying to do it like where they think that the average person won't figure it out. They think they're smarter than us, but they're not. That's basically the way it is. He's not
Because
mean in his videos, but he's
because
just
they
a
both
stupid.
go after her is because of the fact they don't go after each other.
The common denominator is to go after SG.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
No, I know. I
yeah.
mean, or anybody that, you know.
Supports me. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I mean,
It's an
listen,
actual targeting of cancer, bullying, suicide, trolling of a person who didn't really know most of these people. I was just in Tom's room. I feel like I was just thrown to the wolves by Tom and some kind of a, you know, uh, yeah. I feel like he knew all about what these people were all about, and he threw me right into it. And what did somebody say? Usually, Tandra said something. It was really good. She said something about usually it starts at the top with the bad behavior. And unfortunately, Tom Reed is the top one in this, and it trickles down to you know, the other channels. But there is, communities that focus on suicide trolling people, and unfortunately,
yeah, I just think
mm,
he was a big pot stirrer to begin with.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Maybe not even necessarily on purpose, but it just kind of,
no, it was on purpose.
well,
It was a set thing. Yeah,
you
it
know.
was on. That's how sick they are. They don't
Or
even.
maybe it started out with good intent. I don't want to say good intentions, but maybe his own intentions, and then it stemmed, and then it turned into something else over the years, which
Oh,
was
what he
totally
started his channel
purposeful,
for? It did appear it was good intentions. I feel like
right? But then
when
it became a very purposeful, meaningful thing for him and him only.
I think he got mixed up as well and didn't mind it much with a suicide trolling cyberbullying gang that is
Hmm.
not connected to. They are connected to this community, but they're not this particular community. And one person can bring in a whole crowd of trolls that, believe it or not, I know it sounds crazy, but they seriously think of somebody as a notch on their belt if they uh, get them to die. It's a real thing, you know? It's a
Yeah.
real thing. Happens all over the internet, not only on this social platform either. You know, that's why we hear so many children that end up killing themselves because they feel like their life is over, and basically,
That's the worst. That's the worst part about it is that that's what it. For us to understand that is hard because of our generation. You know what I mean? Like your generation, my generation.
right?
Um, and it's very difficult. Like your daughter's older than my kids, but like it's a very real thing for kids.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like in one hand I can go Psh, whatever, not a big deal, right? But it's not. It is a big deal. Like
it is because
you
your kids
have
are
to pay
young,
attention.
and if
You
it
have to
happened to
have
one of your kids,
right. You have
you
to have
know,
monitors on their devices, on their everything, and that's not because you don't trust them. It's because you don't trust everybody else,
yeah,
and
and because YouTube is falling short, these social media platforms are falling short.
just like
They
I said
are.
with this whole thing that happened in New York and this dude, I mean, yeah, a
I'm sure
thousand.
there's people who probably reported that too to YouTube, and they probably
I
just
think it's going to become a bigger thing. I just think that it's going to take some time because, how is that going to really go to court to take a big, media company that's probably in bed with a lot of other sources that would, you know, that's the whole point, is that,
money boils
yeah.
down to money,
Oh, and they're all in bed with each other. And it's this whole conglomeration of this one's with this one and this one, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just one network, it's a whole conglomeration of a bunch of different networks together,
right?
and they've
Hmm.
all got their hands in the pocket of the courts and in judicial, everything, and at the end of the day, you just want somebody to do what's right, you know,
That's all.
and you
That's
can't
all. We
react.
just
You
want
can't
them
always
to take
react.
notice so that they
Yeah,
don't become a
right,
statistic.
take notice. Yeah, but you can't always react on every single thing. But dude, I mean, I mean, there's certain things that have happened in this country that you probably want to take note of, on some level.
Yeah, people need to stick together and make it appear, you know, we have to outnumber those people because that's why they like to take down channels that are trying to do a good thing. Because then, if they succeed in that, that means that they are more profitable for YouTube, and that's all YouTube's looking at. That's why
100%.
it's very important to not continue to subscribe to those people who, because when you subscribe to something, then you sign off on it. You're subscribing to it. That's okay. It's condoning it. And when it's all about numbers, then to YouTube, that's looking pretty good, you know?
Hmm.
So it's really important to realize the reason why they make their chat subscriber only is just a way to, put their hook right into you there. Then you're in. Then they've got that number, so they're appealing to YouTube,
Yeah, it's likes and clicks and views. Yeah.
right? They're appealing to YouTube. They're getting monetized. They're somewhere to advertise. Um, it's all about the money, and it
The
really needs
algorithm,
to
all
be
that
about.
stuff. Yeah.
We need to bring the human back into the race.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you. Really, seriously,
Well,
that's a
hey,
great.
that's
It's a
the
great,
power
great
of
thinking.
positive thinking, right?
Yep.
We've got to have
Oh
the power of
yeah.
positive.
No, what I'm saying is that like for the algorithm on YouTube, bring you know the human element back into it. That's probably not likely gonna happen. Is what I meant.
It's worth a try.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, no skin off our backs if we try. But yeah, I mean, you're both
yeah,
right.
it's worth a
You're both right.
try. Because it's worth it. It's becoming something where, as adults, as people who have been raised properly and know if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all, and things like that. Um, in actuality, our voices count. I think so. We are
Hmm.
educated people. We have paid taxes longer than most of those people. We are consumers, of the things that they advertise, and all we can do is try.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Just you're gonna get knocked down many more times trying to do the right thing, but you just have to pick up your boots and dust yourself off and go again.
Right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do. You know.
Oh, that's not what I was talking about at all, but okay.
Oh no, what do you mean? Like humans are just bad, or what?
No, it's just I was talking like YouTube, looking at the algorithm that it's not really a human being looking at that stuff. It's actually like,
Computer.
yes, that's what I was talking about.
Gotcha.
Right. That's, I guess, maybe like where bringing the human back into it can apply, if that, because that's why I don't really understand the algorithm much, but I do know that if it's based on allowing shitty behavior,
You're
and
gonna
Exactly.
get more.
yeah, it's
If you had more human eyes looking at the whole situation, yeah, you probably get better results
right.
because it is most likely a machine. It's not going to help the decent people get to like reporting other people aspect of, that not much is really going to do anything. I mean, I've done it. I know a lot of people have done reporting channels and videos, and nothing gets done. It's actually really sad.
There's a new sheriff in town. I mean, let's be for real. You know, I
That's
am not
so
thinking
that's
that
so
my
real.
my
That's
situation
so
with cancer won't affect won't
it's
affect
so true.
millions of people across the world that have gone through cancer or have had mastectomies or have been hindered by any, and I'm not gonna be muzzled. I won't be.
Well,
And
I think that that's wonderful. And I think systemically our society, our culture, the way that things are developed, the way that things are built, that's not typically the case, but we need warriors, we need fighters, we need people that have the tenacity and the ability to be like yourself, you know what I mean? With also the same types of people behind you that maybe can't do it all the time, but are there to be supportive and do what they can do
right.
to partake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Um,
have a place where they can be a good human being as opposed to having to suck up this fucking nastiness, because if every good person thinks, it's a lost cause, then we're always going to be lesser numbers. So we have to just be resilient and and endure and just keep going, keep going, keep going. I mean, like I said, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees.
mhm.
Yeah, it's
You know what's really sad too
mhm.
is that people like on certain channels that are actually doing the bullying and whatnot is that they get Macy's ads played on their freaking middle of their
Mhm.
video or whatever.
Mhm.
That's if
That's why
they
people need to actually point that out to people at Macy's. It really will take a lot more work than some of us have the time to do, but I agree with you because we are consumers.
and if these companies actually knew where their ads were playing, because I really don't think they do. I don't think they have a choice. I
I
think it's
agree.
Well,
YouTube
their
that
ads are going to go to where the heightened views are.
right,
Right,
but I
but
think
I don't
that's
think they actually know what if they've got any sense of humanity, or if they've lost
But
people
that's the
to
thing.
be
Do you think they really
human.
care at the end of the day?
Well, we hope so. Yeah, we do. So there's got to be somebody like
Yeah,
us,
but I don't
maybe
think they do.
someone.
I don't think that they do. From a corporate standpoint, I don't think they do. They want to go where the numbers are at.
I don't know. I find it weird that Baba's advertiser seems to be Google the most, almost like people were already disgusted at her, and Google decides, we'll put our ads up there then, because you know she's
You see, I don't
she's
see any. I don't see any ads on my end because I have the premium, so I never see any. So I
uh
don't even know what.
right. So anyway, you look at it, you're a consumer. And being a consumer, you shouldn't have to be defamed by the place that you're paying. And you're paying YouTube. And freedom of speech is not covered under a platform that makes profit. So, in actuality, the laws are all there. It just needs to be louder. When we
Well,
become silent is when we die.
that's even like my man and I were talking about Disney Plus recently, and the whole Disney, company,
Hmm.
and there was something recently in a press conference, and I'm going to paraphrase this, but I don't remember exactly the person or exactly what was said, but I'm going to paraphrase this based on conversation that we all had at dinner over Easter dinner and everything like that.
Hmm.
And there is an executive, okay, that works for Disney Plus or Disney, right?
Hmm.
That is basically saying that, and I understand all about human rights, LGBTQ, and I don't even know the other letters that go after it, but you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
And everybody has rights, and I get that. I'm totally about that. That's where I can be liberal. But they are going out of their way to now say that they are not accepting A+ scripts that are being written by heterosexual white males for
That's
new for
wow.
new movies or things of that nature,
Wow. Wow. That's
because
so
they're only
racist.
going to accept things based on it being from other types of people. And listen, creativity, I'm all about whatever is good, no matter who it comes from. That right there is like you're putting people, you're setting apart now and saying, I'm going to make room for everybody else, but you're
But
still not
not
making
any.
room for,
Yeah.
you know what I
That's
mean?
that's horrible.
It is. And like, we were saying, well, geez, if we didn't have Disney Plus included in our like Hulu subscription or whatever we have it, or our cell phone, whatever it was included in for a while, and the kids love it. We have younger kids, and we're
Mm.
like, well, if we can find
I'd give
everything
it
else.
up and start utilizing your
Yep.
local library.
Well, exactly. So we
Yeah.
utilize everything else. We don't subscribe to cable anymore. So we have an antenna. We have a subscription to Netflix, but we said we would rather not. And even my man said, I'm glad both of our sets of twins have gone to Disney, and we've done that because I don't even want to support it at this point.
Mm.
Just for going out of your way to say you're not going to support somebody like my family is. You know what I mean?
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting. And not for nothing, Walt Disney was a white male. I mean, that's how the company started.
He was also he was a Nazi, but he was
Let me
anti-Semitic. But yes, he was a white man, so it does actually negate the fact of just creativity. But I mean, he really did run his people like a fucking regiment. Man. He was a real rough motherfucker. Let's say that.
But here's
Walt
the
Disney
thing.
was no right at the
Was
part.
no
That's for sure.
Pinocchio, or was no
Yeah, no day at
no
the
pun
day at
intended,
the
right?
beach.
No
Yeah,
pun, right?
yeah.
But like that's where our world has come to, where you're going to put out people just because, like, just because you're going to accept something from somebody that is maybe of what was considered, I don't know, the majority at one time, or whatever you want to call it. That doesn't
That's
make
why
you.
we've let it go. See,
You
that's the
just don't
issue. Is
see it.
that
You just
mhm.
don't look at it. You just don't know it. You just look at things blindly and read the scripts and say, wow, this one's really great. I like this.
what do you guys think of Disney firing Johnny Depp? You agree with that or no?
um,
I know that there's
I
the
didn't know
case.
he was employed by Johnny Depp.
I think it's
I mean,
he was fired because of the allegations that are going on right now with Amber and the trial that's going on.
Right.
Um
I
what
don't
do you
think he
mean, like
did
for
it.
doing voiceovers and stuff? He got fired.
No, he got fired from Pirates. He was kept.
I think it's wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
that
too.
is wrong. Yeah,
I think it's wrong.
that is wrong.
I think that whatever happens in your personal life, and honestly, I don't think that well, just from the little bit that I've heard of the trial, she's way more sinister than he is, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
And again, you're never really in somebody's home. You don't really know what has happened. But just from the little bit of the live trial that I've heard and the things that are in the allegations, I don't think that he is really a bad person.
No, me neither.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, I will be tagging him in all my videos, by the way, because I think that if it's, the court can pay attention to people who can pay for attorneys and stuff pertaining to defamation, then they need to start paying attention to people who can't. If defamation is, okay, so I'm gonna start tagging him and think that perhaps maybe he should pay for an attorney for me because I mean, if he doesn't like
Worth a shot.
defamation, neither do I.
It's worth a shot.
Yep. Fucking, it's not right that if I was a movie star or something, that stalking would be
That's always
taken
the case.
seriously. You know, it, yeah, it's bullshit. So what? Oh, I'm just this piddly person. Well, that doesn't mean
Well,
anything. I matter.
Listen, I never said that, but
No,
it's
not
all
you.
about.
Not
Oh,
you. I'm talking about the
yeah, just
court.
in general. Yeah, but here's the thing.
Court.
It doesn't really matter at the end of the day to a lot of people. And I'll tell you this, and we've talked a little bit about this on the side, like when it comes to the court, when it comes to the lawyers, about what people will take to trial, what people will let go, what even will withstand in court, things of that nature, right?
Everybody tuned into that fucking Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and that's all about defamation. And
Well,
that's
it's
what these
one. It
people
was
do
like it was
every
one brought
motherfucking day.
suit against the other, and then the other brought countersuit against the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And it was
because
like,
they had the fucking
yo,
money to do it.
they don't even
And
have kids. They don't have kids together, right?
No.
no.
No,
And you
he's got
can
kids.
watch.
He's got kids with a longtime girlfriend previously, like that he was with for like
Mm.
14 years.
And you can watch the whole court case right on YouTube
Oh yeah.
live.
Yeah, they can profit off that, but they also profit on other people defamating the little people. Oh, you
But
know what though, Tina? That's nothing new because here's the thing: a long time ago, when MTV stopped playing videos, basically, that's because
It was
they ended
based
up
on time
hiring
videos, and they
some
stopped
new
playing videos.
president or
I know.
CEO that said he wasn't going to play rock and roll anymore. He was against rock and roll, so he didn't want to play fucking, Motley Crue or any of that anymore. Judas Priest. And where's MTV now? I mean, really.
Tina M says, you will be surprised in how many big companies who are now embracing the same practices as Disney.
it's sickening.
Which is very true.
I mean, back to Johnny Depp. I mean, how many billions of dollars did he actually make for Disney with the Pirates movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that mean that Disney is going to stop rerunning them? Are they going to pull them off from their shelves?
You still have to pay him royalties no matter what.
Yeah. But the thing is though, like, okay, supposedly Pirates 6 was supposed to be a woman now that's supposed to be playing a Captain Jack Sparrow-esque type character. But then there were talks about bringing Johnny Depp back because there's a petition going around with like a couple million plus, signatures on it, which I did sign. And
good night. I appreciate you for being here, and once again, condolences to you.
And from what I understand now, there was an article that was released today. If Disney approached him to play in Pirates 6, he would decline it.
If I was him,
I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's out of principle for him.
If I was him, I would make a stand and say they don't get it both ways. If they don't want him as the face of the future Pirates of the Caribbean, then they don't want him for the past. And
Can we just go back to 21 Jump Street days?
I love 21
I
Jump
love
Street.
21 Jump Street.
I did
Oh my
too. I
god.
love 21 Jump Street. I'll never
What?
forget the kid, he couldn't read. It was an episode where the
Mm.
guy couldn't read, and that was really what had been his setback in life, that he turned to a life of crime, and he ended up killing somebody, and he was, being executed. And they just like the guy, they did a lethal injection. So when he was laying on the gurney there, he kept tapping his finger till finally it just went real slow and then just stopped. And it was
Mhm.
just a real pivotal, poignant scene. I'm a big fan of movies and camera work and everything like that. So I thought it was really poignant that the fact was that this kid couldn't even read. So he was set back in life. And I think a lot of times when people do turn to a life of crime, I'd be curious to know how many of those people can't read. It must be so difficult
It's all
through
because of
the
you know,
education system.
because of some type of insecurity on some level. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, if you can't read, you're going through life
yeah.
basically as you
It could
were
be
blind.
financial insecurity, it could be food insecurity, it could be the fact that you live in, you know, public housing, HUD housing, it could be the fact that you
Right.
can't
But if
read
you
or write.
can't read,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
everything
it could be a
is
lot
shut.
of, like, discrepancies, and that really takes a hold of somebody. If somebody doesn't take a hold of that person and say, "You're still a good person, we're gonna get through this." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, find out how many of these people are not able to read, and is the education system failing, and are their parents failing, and is the social system failing? I mean, it is. It's across the board. I mean, rents nowadays are too high for anybody to really even afford that's working a normal job. I mean, that would be your whole entire rent,
Good night,
you
Mr.
know.
Kim.
Really, it's really a sad state of affairs that's going on in this country, and to see all these abandoned cities, it makes me wonder, where have all those people gone? I can't help but wonder if there's not some internment camp somewhere, in my opinion, that these people are being shipped off to and just work like the gulag, work till they drop dead, and then they go around and take some more and claim, oh, it's, we're cleaning up this area. It's regentrification. Yeah,
Mm.
it's no good.
There's always purposeful things that are being done too.
Yeah. What is CRT?
Critical race theory. I was just reading
Oh,
that. I don't think that critical race theory is really being taught, though. Well, the premise behind critical race theory is really not being taught to its fullest effect until you're at
how about
college.
we're all the human race?
I'll
And
be
a
right
lot of
back.
color differences are pigment. You live in a hotter area where there's a lot of sun, you got more pigment in your skin so you don't burn. It's by the grace of God. I mean, can we just say that we all bleed red? You know, that
We
it's,
all bleed red and we all spend green.
you know, it's it really is starting to get to me that he's, it's, God, freedom of speech. You hear people talking freedom of speech to say this, to say
It's going
that,
the
but
opposite way, though.
God forbid you say something about a black person. I mean,
No, no, no. But it's going the
mhm.
opposite way and it's being allowed. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it's being allowed, but what I'm saying is I
No, no.
do believe that freedom of speech is not always good, especially when people are making profit off it. It doesn't apply to people who
Well,
make profit. It's an individual right, not a corporation's right.
um, yeah, Tina, I mean, in theory, that's kind of the message that kids are getting, that
They
you're the
are, they
person.
are, Tina. You are right.
That's the
They
message
sure
that's
are.
coming across, but that's not really the
What it
premise
is, but that's
behind
what
it.
they're being taught.
But that's
That's
what they're
the
being that's the message that's coming across to
Yes,
kids.
it
Yes.
sure is. It
Yes.
sure is.
On one level or another, yes, 100%.
And that is not okay. And that's why we're here. Because like Night Owl says, We are all warriors, and we will stand up against evil intentions.
And it goes both ways. You know what I mean?
We are all warriors, and
Everybody's turning a blind eye when it comes to
because we have
oppressing what
nothing
we
to
can see.
fear but fear itself. But fear is what makes people say, "I'm just going to turn a blind eye. I don't want it coming on
Well,
me." When you've got
if
people like Sharon or Bobbles, like that night when they had you up there, Cindy, demanding that you apologize, when basically
I said nothing wrong.
you're right. I mean, the only reason why they had a problem with you is because you were up on this panel. Had
Hmm.
nothing to do with anything other than that,
No,
you know. Um,
I was defending somebody actually.
because you thought that way. And
I
here's
did.
the thing, I have to in a way respect Luna for saying that no, I made my own decisions to do that. It was because I thought I was being loyal to a friend, but my decisions were incorrect. And then I was able to, with Luna's uh, help, we both removed our derogatory videos. Um, I think that Luna and I are similar in the fact that nobody really dictates to us, you know? Oh,
And
really, Tina?
I never said anything bad.
No, you didn't.
I
But
didn't. And I
Bobbles
actually,
wants people to think that you did, and at that time, I do believe that Luna Luna may be a good friend to people. Unfortunately, she doesn't realize that those people aren't recognizing that she's a good friend. They're just letting, like Tom Reed, who bashed Luna on the show. Um, that wasn't my show. So if somebody bashed Luna here, yeah, we probably would be like indifferent, you know. But that was her friend's panel, where her friend should have said, "No, no, 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 no. You don't say that about my friend." That's what Baba should have said, but she didn't. You know, she should have said, "Don't bash Addie. I mean, don't bash Jade. Don't bash my friends." That's what she should have said. But for her, she resorted to some excuse the next day. And Luna, not wanting to be wrong about her friends, seems to be very forgiving of them. And that's okay. You can be that way. It just, if Luna is as intelligent as I think she is, she will eventually get tired of trying to trust people who have in the past done things that she can't wrap her head around. And that's where it becomes a problem. You can only swallow down so much of bad behavior before people need to really join together and
well, that's
speak
like I
out.
even, I said to you, I don't think that that was my opinion at the time, and I was trying to say, like, in what I said over there, like, her personality and the way she's always presented herself, this just seemed very out of character for her, you know? And attacking you is not defending somebody else. And
No.
defending herself is you attacking her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Hmm.
being defensive. You know what I mean? So to go after you because of something else that's happening to somebody else, that's not really defending somebody, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's
But
bullying.
that wasn't even what I was saying. I was simply saying I just don't think that she was acting in her right mind, in the sense of, this isn't how she's normally presented herself. You know,
Right.
I think that she was being manipulated, and I think that it was not her fault. Like, I was really on her side, and it did not come across that way, the
I
way that it
think
was
at the end of the day, though, her point was that she makes her own
well,
decisions.
yes, and she did say
Yeah.
that after the fact,
Yeah.
and
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 she
I
did
pointed out
end
some
up
things.
removing her
Yeah,
videos, and I removed
but
mine.
my point
Yeah.
was, don't
Mhm.
put me out to be the bad guy when I really had nothing bad to say about either of you.
I'm sure that Bobbles played a big role in that. You know what I mean? Like kept texting you, texting you, texting you, and and she will keep saying, "But JC Bear, they're saying this about you. Addie, they're calling you a drunk. They're saying this, they're saying that." When really, if they listen hard, it's Bubbles who's
I was a
saying
very small piece in the puzzle of how things started to play out after the fact. You know?
you. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's just like Jack said. It's all about the fact that they have jumped onto some kind of a bandwagon because, as opposed to being strong enough to stand up for what you believe in, those people go with the mob mentality. They're the same type of people who would fill the town square when there was a public execution. You know what I'm saying? They're just
Mhm.
happy it's not focused on them.
Right, because they don't want to jump in and they're going to sit on the sidelines and not really say anything.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically throughout history, mankind has thrown people to the lions, and people have made that their Sunday day. They've gone to public executions, and
Mhm.
been happy that it all boils down to uh, look at Martin Luther King or John Lennon or John F. Kennedy, people who try to make a change in the right direction, or even Mahatma Gandhi. They end up getting executed. They end up getting killed throughout history. But it makes
Then-
them feel better. It
Right.
makes the
Well, so
people
it's
who stand
interesting.
up for the right
Right.
things feel
However
better.
they stand up for it, they do it in their own way, right?
Yep.
So I
And
was
they do
listening
it
to
knowing that they may not succeed, probably not, may even get killed, but they feel better about who they are.
well, you take, for example, real quick, Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, right?
Hmm.
Both of them had good intentions, very different intentions, okay?
I don't think Malcolm X did, but
Well, yeah, that's
I really
semantics.
don't.
Okay. But at the end of the
He
day,
may have. I don't
Martin
know
Luther
too
King,
much. I could be referring to him as. I just, I read
right.
that
I do
whole.
agree. I do agree. But Martin Luther King took a very hospitable, um, um, uh,
Really, Tina.
kind approach, very humanitarian way, right?
Mm.
And he was killed. And then Malcolm X, same thing.
Look at Louis Farrakhan. He's so prejudiced. So prejudiced. Nobody's
There's
ever had to fucking even account for all that money they raised during that Million Man March. Look at even the Black Lives Matter. I mean, they raised a lot of money. And then that woman, she fucking resigned. That was
mhm.
heading that. And she bought a couple of $1 million houses. I mean, fucking. And in the meantime, they destroyed neighborhoods. They caused
Oh my God.
millions and millions of dollars worth of damage. But in the end, those neighborhoods are just going to be regentrified, and nobody's
Mhm.
going to be able to afford to live there.
Look at the LA riots after Rodney King.
It made no difference.
It terrorized neighborhoods. It tore apart everything that good, hardworking people, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
nefarious
it didn't
people
matter
behind
if
it.
they were black or white or Asian or you know what I'm saying? Like a
Didn't matter.
big part of
It
that.
brought
There's
out all criminals just wanting to fucking shoot people, kick people.
because they were just
Look at that,
mad.
Reginald Denny. I mean, pulled out of his truck and kicked in the head and shit.
Mhm.
I mean, people just driving, and here's the thing: it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
You
At
know,
the
it's
end of
so
the
funny.
day,
Yes,
how
it's so
did
funny you say that. Yeah.
you know? How, at the end of the day, Rodney King, he was drunk and he was leading the police on a high speed chase and not having any concern for his own life, let alone anyone else's. Um, they had, they had,
Probable
like,
cause to pull him over.
yeah, but they couldn't even pull him over because he went on a high speed chase. And then when they were trying to, show him, no, please just lay down on the ground, cross your hands across your chest, he was combative as shit. They even got down on the ground, laid there, showed him, this is what you got to do. Please, please. And then, yeah,
Hmm.
I get it. But in the end of the day, that guy didn't care about his own life, let alone anyone else's. And he ended up dying by, uh, very suspicious means. I mean, who throws a pitchfork at someone to try to help them from drowning? How you're gonna stick a pitchfork in them and pull them up from drowning? I mean, no. Mm-mm. That doesn't happen. His death even is suspicious. Um, but I've researched all of that. I've researched all of the deaths, everything in it, and all I can say is if they don't repeal the qualified immunity doctrine, this will go on and on and on. This goes back to the qualified immunity doctrine.
Yeah, but
That's
it's still gonna be doctored.
it's the qualified immunity doctrine. They're going to always allow um, people to. It's the same way as it's a long time ago where you know how they'll sacrifice like human beings, like the whole the Tuskegee experiment there with one of the syphilis and the black men,
Hmm.
um, without them knowing. It's all the same way. That goes way back to this whole James DeWolf. He was a captain of a slave ship called the Polly, and when one of the the black people that he was bringing in the slave ship had chicken pox or smallpox, the whole ship could have died. So he ends up putting, like confining that person because he didn't want to just counter out. Um, I know slave training is not, like empathetic, but he didn't want to just counter out and he didn't want the whole ship to die. So two ship members that had previously had smallpox, so developed an immunity to it, kept checking on her to see is she getting better? Is whatever it is. By 3 or 4 days later, where she'd been quarantined, she wasn't getting better. She was close to dying. They said, okay, we'll give her overnight. She can die peacefully. You know, she wasn't dead. So what they did was they blindfolded her, tied her to a chair, and they lowered her into the ocean.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, it was to save the rest of the people on the ship, which basically was cargo, which was human beings, which, yes, that's wrong. But when they were trying to try this guy and convict him for murder, 2 times, mind you, they decided that this particular judge said it was done for the betterment of mankind. So it set the precedent for things like the Tuskegee experiment, um, for Unit 371, um, for doing experiments on human beings. That set the precedent. So it put into law something where these pharmaceutical companies, things like that, could argue against why they were using human beings as test
Hmm.
subjects.
Right.
When you set a precedent, then an attorney can argue it. And if you have enough money, you can
You'll
usually
win.
beat it. Yeah, you'll win.
Yep.
And that's the problem with the qualified immunity doctrine. Each state has its own constitution. People don't know that, but they do.
They do.
Each
And
state.
each state, depending on where you are, your elected representatives are only part time.
Mm.
So
And
they're only working for
unless each
you.
state sets a precedent, or unless the qualified immunity doctrine is repealed across the board, it would solve so many issues in one fell sweep. It would solve the education budgets being struck by having, and the social service programs and the senior citizen programs. It would take, it would allow the money given to these wrongful death suits where nobody's really being convicted or suffering any repercussions by being killed at the hands of the police. but they're being paid a lot of money, and that's coming out of our pockets and out of the education budget, out of everything, um, so that we can continue to allow a cop who's having a bad day to kill somebody
Well,
and get away with it.
so like,
I'm not against cops. I do know
I'm
that
not
there is
either.
time.
Oh no, I'm not.
I
I
do
mean,
know there is times
listen,
when,
there's good men and women out there that are protecting us,
hmm
100%. Um, it just goes alongside with the, what is it, qualified immunity for cops. It's also,
qualified immunity doctrine. It's not only for cops. It's for any government employee.
well,
So,
no, so there is also this thing called judicial immunity. Okay.
no, yeah,
And
for the judges, yeah, that's a
right.
tough one. That's
So
the one you'd have to
that's a
strike on its own.
that's a
Yeah,
big thing that I've
that's a big
become
one. They
that's a
changed the laws for judges.
but listen,
Big,
I
big
became
time.
a big proponent in that because of stuff that had happened to me years ago. Judges basically are given the right to play God, and there is no repercussion because everything falls under judicial immunity, but it shouldn't, because judicial immunity, if you actually look up the definition of what judicial immunity is, judicial immunity is when a judge is acting in accordance with the law. So there are so many times, like it more or less pertains a lot of times to judges in family court situations, because a lot of times people are self-represented in family court, right? Because they can be, or they rent out all their money and they don't have any more money for lawyers. And that's a big stance that I'm taking just with my channel and with everything that I'm doing, just like yourself with cyberbullying and cancer bullying and all of that. It's a very near and dear thing to my heart because it cannot happen anymore, you know? Um, Catherine Guthrie said something in the chat that said, they work for us. For all intents and purposes, yes, Catherine, that's correct. We pay their salaries through our tax dollars, 100%. But that is not what happens, unfortunately,
What with judges?
with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Yeah.
in the municipalities, within the court, they work for the other
Each other.
people.
They work for each other, basically.
Yeah,
That's what the
they
whole,
are in each other's pockets,
yeah.
and
To protect and serve means to
they
protect and serve each
they will
other, not
protect
us.
each other. They will not
hmm
protect and serve us.
No. And even under the Constitution, they are, I think that it was Jax actually. Oh, he dropped off. I
Mm.
think it was actually Jax I was talking to one night when we discovered that the the cops are actually covered to be a be a member of some groups that, even if they have racist beliefs or you know any kind of anti something specific group's beliefs, they're still allowed to be an officer, which I think that's a conflict of interest. I mean, that would show that qualified immunity doctrine has got to be repealed. Yes, Catherine Guthrie knows. I mean, it's really so goes so far into.
It's like Tina Ems just said about that big corporation. Like you were talking even a little earlier in yesterday, in your chat about the opioid epidemic.
hmm
I don't know if you've ever watched it's a small mini series that came out recently called Dope Sick on Hulu.
Mm-mm.
So Michael Keaton is actually one of the starring actors in this mini series.
hmm
So Dope Sick uh is a parallel, almost a documentary, but it's not. It's a drama, but it parallels the exact things that have happened in this country with the Sackler family and Purdue Pharma,
hmm
who uh, designed and put out on the market. Uh, oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name of it now? It's like totally escaping me. Somebody please help me. I'm like, somebody please
Um,
help me.
I can't even think of that.
Oxycontin, sorry. I
Okay.
had to think for a second. So they were the ones that originally designed, and developed Oxycontin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were the ones that had also developed this mindset for these doctors to then prescribe it as a non-addictive, because it is, if it is given as needed to patients, then they will not suffer from addiction or anything of that nature.
Heroin is patent. Heroin and opioids. The reason why they make them stronger and stronger is, in
So
some ways, I do
they're
believe population
they're
control.
if you watch this miniseries, you got to watch it. It's amazingly done.
Mm.
And I live in the state where this Purdue Pharma was headquartered, right? So at the time I graduated college, you know, there were so many pharmaceutical companies recruiting young people graduating from college to become pharma reps. Okay.
Right, and they go around and they offer
And they
incentives to these doctors that were.
exactly.
Mhm.
And they could have gone everywhere in the country. Tina M is exactly correct.
Yeah,
It
she
is
was exactly correct. Yeah.
It is a government conspiracy. This is where I think it's a collaboration. Um, what happened with Big Pharma was Purdue developed a opioid that they were able to market as non-addictive, which is not the case, right? That's just
Yeah, but they've done that for years. I mean, with
but
those
but
the
it
the snake, whatever they call them. Those the people who would go around.
but listen, they
Yeah,
were able to do this
they know
by
that.
getting the doctors that worked for one company to then come work for them.
Right, it's going on continuously. My sister died from these doctors.
And then their marketing strategy was double the dose. Well, if that's not working for the patient and they become, numb to the 20 milligram, double the dose, go up to 40. So they
And
developed,
then they cut them off.
and then they cut them off straight off the bat, because
Right.
when the DEA came in and said, we cannot have this, there was no way for them to understand how people just couldn't be cut off from it. They had to be leveled off
No,
direct.
they knew. They had already done tests.
Right.
This human testing has gone on over and over.
So
I
that's
mean,
where,
since the 1800s,
right.
they've been.
Well, yeah, they had opium, they had that as a
Yeah,
drug. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Since the
So then
1800s, I mean, long. They've
yes,
been doing. They've
yes.
known the effects. It is a form of population control,
And the
probably.
crazy part about it is that, yes, then that's when people became heroin addicts, because they couldn't get their pills. The
Mhm.
pill mills were going in Florida, especially Florida was a big pill mill
Oh,
area.
Florida was the big one.
Big one.
Big one.
And then that's when people were on the streets looking for heroin, because it was the same thing as opium. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Look
then
at Kensington, open air drug
exactly,
market.
huge. That is disgusting to me. So many channels and so many people I support are part of that community. It is it it's heartbreaking.
It's disgusting that they don't go there and pick up the garbage.
Well,
They
they
want to
do.
help
They
Kensington.
do. No, they do. But they do. If you actually watch through a lot of the videos, they do. But it
But
comes
I
back
mean,
another.
here's the thing: they need to put garbage receptacles there. They need
They do.
to, like,
They
it
have.
really surprised me to know that people who live in residential sections are having to pay for their garbage pickup, and businesses that have had to close down because of Kensington,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't even have their businesses there,
No,
are okay with
no.
shit being on the side on the
They
street.
are not okay with it, but it keeps there's so many people that are allowed to live on the streets.
No,
They
they
can't
are
keep up
okay
with
with
it.
it because they're making money off it. Not
The
everybody's
government.
okay with it. I'm
The
saying the people
government
who
is
make
okay.
money, the pharmacies and all that, they're going there and they're giving freebies away. They actually have a day when there'll be a drug dealer there just
Yeah.
giving free shit.
Oh, they're fine with it. And then the other part about the whole Purdue Pharma thing is that now they have now become the proponents for addiction recovery services. So they're
Yeah, but based on methadone and
well, no, and
Suboxone and
also
stuff.
and
Right, so they're just
they
getting
are. Let's put
more
it this way.
money.
Let's put it this way. El Chapo got caught and he's put behind bars. Purdue Pharma execs, Sackler family, they got a slap on the wrist, and most of their money is in accounts overseas.
Hmm.
They don't even
Right.
get to claim bankruptcy.
Yeah, I know. Hmm. It's gross.
And
And you know
Catherine,
why? Because people get killed. People get killed that want to speak out about it. A president puts into effect a whistleblower law.
yeah,
So
but you
people who
gotta,
want to tell the truth about
yep,
things,
you can't
but
really.
then are in trouble for it.
You gotta watch Dope Sick because honestly, it is a very good portrayal, I think, of what really happened to the
The Queen
government.
Elizabeth did not get the people of China addicted to opium. The Queen does not
And
give
yes,
a
Catherine
fuck about
Guthrie,
people being addicted to opium.
the
Trust
CIA is one of the biggest. I believe that drug and gun dealers. Look at look at back in history when Reagan was in office in the Contra War.
Their company got people addicted to opium. It's nothing to do with the Queen of England. The Queen of England is the thread that holds Britain together, and the core or whatever. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just, I'm a dual citizen, and I took an oath to the Queen, and I do feel like Britain played such a major role in, World War II and defeating Hitler, that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
Are
England.
you a dual citizen?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I don't. That's such a that's the Queen of England. No. The Queen of England has no desire to get people hooked on opium. Trust me. Mm-mm. That's true, Catherine, about the.
Well,
Yep, that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
yeah, unless you talk to somebody that was in, First Infantry, front lines, Marine, you know what I mean?
Well, it's true though. I mean, there was a lot of those soldiers who came back addicted to heroin because of based on the poppies and stuff. And that is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. But I mean, I do a lot of research, and that is also from the same group that says the Queen of England is reptilian. I just happen to like England. That's all. Why people like JFK are right. Exactly. That's exactly why. There's so many times that doctors have come up with cures for some kind of a disease or something,
Well, yeah,
and they end up dead.
JFK, FDR. I mean, it goes, yeah.
What FDR? He didn't end up dead. Well, he did end up dead, but I do believe that polio was man-made that he had because he wasn't sick from the childbirth. That would
No, I'm
happen one
just saying,
day
like,
when he was
what
pregnant with
happened,
his
like,
kids.
the corruption and the government corruption with
He
the
was gross.
drugs and everything like that.
But here's the thing with FDR is I really feel like you got a president who's supposed to represent, and they had already had him fooling a whole country, acting like he wasn't crippled, right? So you got a president in a room, and you're trying to force him to sign something he doesn't want to sign off on, but he's shitting himself, like literally shitting himself because he's, stricken with polio and basically his legs don't work. Uh, you know, he doesn't want to be, and like embarrassed, but he, I feel like the whole, um, if it wasn't for Truman, well, we'd be fucked. If it wasn't for FD because they knew that's why he got more presidential terms than the others because he was crippled, you know? Oh, yes, that is true, Catherine.
100%. Yep.
That's true. They were.
100,000%. Yep.
That is true. They
Yep.
were. I
Yep.
even think this time that's why fucking that guy didn't want any of the coffins showed for the, when they were coming, Bush, whatever, Bush the son didn't want any pictures taken of the bodies coming back, because I'm sorry, but he came in, he was like fucking,
Mhm.
I think that no matter what, even if I don't make a difference, it won't be for lack of trying. I can't sit there and be quiet and then meet my maker and say, what didn't you like about what was going on in the world? And I string off all these things and they say, well, what did you do about it? And I say, nothing. And they say, well, what about when you had cancer? Did I not save you? And I say, yes. And then he says, so then did you try to save others? And I say, well, no, I can't be that person. I have to be grateful for the miracles in my life.
Mhm.
And I have to use that miracle as being endorsed by like somebody who's endorsed by Nike might get more attention. Well, I am endorsed by the highest of the highest because I'm still here. I'm a fucking miracle.
Mhm.
And if it took, somebody who's stronger than the ordinary Joe to get cancer and be cancer bullied for 2 years to bring attention and to shed light on the disgusting behavior of human beings on a social network that you know, needs to be held accountable for what they're slipping through. Then so be it. Sure, I'll do that. That's my destiny. I'm willing to take it on,
Yeah.
because I just am not, I'm not sitting idly by. I just can't do it. I can't do it. When people say, ignore and block, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, that was like wag the dog, right? The tail wags the dog.
Oh my God, I say that all the time about my kids sometimes.
Yeah, the tail
I'm
wags
like,
the
the tail
dog.
is not wagging the dog today. Stop.
Yeah, and that, even if that sounds holy roller or too spiritual for people to want to embrace, it helps me get through. I feel stronger. When they attack me now, it doesn't like bring me down. It empowers me. That's the funny thing about their attacks on me now. It's so
Well,
much repetitive shit that they're becoming easier and easier for me to expose.
well, if I may say something,
hmm
I think that tonight, I mean, I listen, I'm not always involved in chat or I fall asleep, but I'm always supportive and I listen, But I think that you just sound so different and so much stronger tonight. And I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
I think that that's really awesome.
Thank you.
Um,
I feel like I
I
sound the same all the time, but
no. I can hear a difference in your voice. I can feel a difference in your energy. And I think that that's a
I grow
good
every
thing.
day. I do grow every day.
Listen, I'm giving you a compliment and I think that it's wonderful.
hmm
I don't ever want to feel or hear you get to the point where you are so exhausted and you're so beat down and you're so upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we all get to that point,
hmm
no matter who we are.
Unless you're endorsed by the highest,
We're fucking human. Okay.
unless you got God behind you and a group of warriors that are
Right.
fucking
But we're
20
still
feet tall and
human at the end of
bulletproof,
the day.
and that's what I got.
But you sound strong. and you sound fearless, and your purpose and the point of all of this, it has a lot of merit in and of
Thank
itself, you know?
Thank you.
But when you're really strong, like the way you are right now, I think that you can take it to the nth degree. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that means a lot, you know?
Thank you. I appreciate that because it's not about me anymore. It's about your children in the future
Yeah.
being able to have a channel and not,
Mhm.
or be able to apply and send their manuscript or their screenplay to a company and not be discounted. It's about bringing human back into the race. I mean, this is fucking bullshit. And it was many, many years ago that I can't recollect the person who said that to me, but I was talking about like my manifesto, my whole fucking deal, and this was like in
Mhm.
my 20s. And they said, "Yeah, call it. Let's bring the human back into the race." That was a long time ago, and I still remember it. And I really, really, truly believe that you know it's fine if I don't succeed the way I want to, but I will succeed within me because I tried. That's part of winning the race is getting up again to run, try again. Getting up,
Mhm.
it's showing up. Part of the battle is just
Yeah.
showing up
Yeah.
and keeping going. And um, I feel like by the grace of God, where yes, SC did go live. She was very derogatory. Her whole chat was, but they're gone. We're still here. So at the end of the day, this cancer patient smoking a cigarette that she put up that picture going, smoking causes cancer, but who fucking outlasted who? Sharon, hmm? You might want to rethink. You might want to rethink yourself there. You might want to focus when you have more energy to put out a positive message about
No, but
yourself
that would
and
actually
your
take
truth.
somebody that would
Use
actually take
that
somebody
time.
with
Don't use your energy to try to bring somebody down because
no,
apparently your energy didn't last.
but
You ended
that's
your
gonna take
life.
somebody with actual brains and a little bit of education and also a little bit of class.
What,
And
her?
huge yeah.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Me?
Oh, you. Us.
No, I'm saying that would take somebody, like what you're saying when you're talking about her,
Oh. Mhm.
to have a little bit of class, a little bit of education behind them.
She's a high school graduate. She's a high school graduate.
No. I'm talking about
She just doesn't
just
realize
education in terms of I'm not talking about just
common sense.
exactly. Thank you.
Common sense isn't all that
It's
common,
common sense. It's worldly. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's not all that common.
I mean,
You
you'd
know,
think, but it isn't. You're right because I have multiple
Mhm.
college degrees behind me. You know,
yeah,
and
common sense isn't all that common.
it's not.
And I really,
And
I don't discount Sharon for someday and maybe thinking, that's all fucked up. But I'd hate to see the reasons why she has to change her ways. I mean, God forbid she tempts fate so much that it's within her last thought she thinks I should have changed my ways, you know,
mm,
because basically she's not really reading that comment that was left towards me that actually got you very angered, Cindy, when you would come in the room the other night when I was reading. Somebody had said I was going to go straight to hell. I got to get right with my maker, and it was a comment left on Sharon's.
oh, when I woke up
Um,
at like 7 in the morning and you were saying something about a comment, and I was
yeah,
like, "What the fuck does that bitch know?"
right. Apparently, Sharon doesn't read that. You know what I mean? Neither does the woman. She doesn't watch me who wrote it. She doesn't know anything about me. And I would think that
I just don't think people that live in glass houses should throw stones.
No. And here's the iron and the thing about it. I do give credence to the Bible because they talk about, Alexander the Great, Cleopatra. They talk about historical figures that have been proven to have existed. So when they talk about only 144,000 souls, yes, a small number. But when compared to the amount of assholes there are in the world, it's kind of easy to believe that there might only be 144,000 souls worth saving. So every time I meet an asshole, they confirm my speech. Yep, that's all I think of them. They confirm my seat. That's it. I'm not going to become them. They just confirm my seat. I don't even care if I turn them around because I don't want them taking my seat. 144,000, that's not a lot of people. So, I don't mind that they're an asshole, but in actuality, I do, at the end of the day, love people. And I think encouragement goes a long way, and I believe that I walk in beauty above me, behind me, beside me, below me, and everywhere that I choose to see it. And if they continue to want to be ugly, I will continue to point it out. Because at the end of the day, it's bad behavior. Anyone with any common sense or eyes or ears to see it. And then I want them to know that if they agree that it's bad behavior, they have a group of warriors here that will stand behind you if you would like to take a stand against it. I'm not going anywhere. Nobody is. We're not going anywhere.
No.
Nope, we aren't going anywhere. We are 20 feet tall and bulletproof. Throw it all at us and we'll just shrug it off, point it out, say, hey, don't be like that, and hope that we reach the right ears. That's all we can do.
And that was always my intentions with, after listening to you for so long and coming into the chat, I mean, you say all the time, oh, it's taking a huge risk because you're going to risk everything else of alliances that you have in other chats. And I'm like, yeah, maybe so on the grandiose scale,
but are they worth it? Yeah.
But and I'm a very capable, educated adult woman that can think for myself too,
Right.
And
you're not scared. And you're not scared.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm really not, because I also know I've done nothing wrong.
And you've been through enough things in life that are scarier than them. How dare they think that their cheesy ass adolescent behavior would take you down? How dare they think
and it's
you
not even
are scared of them
exactly
after what you've been through?
Exactly. And it's not even coming into it like being.
It's not even what?
It's not even coming into it being like disrespectful or hatred.
You're whispering. I can barely hear you.
Sorry. It's not even coming into it being like negative,
No, you're not. You're a positive person. You're a positive influence. You're very intelligent. You are not afraid. You're a warrior. That's it. At the end of the day, you're still here because you're a warrior. You don't need to put down other people to make you feel better. And that's why we appreciate you being here.
I never will. I don't.
No.
That's not
Good
part
night,
of
Tina.
That's not part of my makeup,
No, it's not. And we really, really do appreciate every warrior that we have standing beside us. There's no leaders here. We all stand side by side. We are like a wall that they can't get through. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We stand side by side, and we're not going anywhere. We appreciate each other. We show a lot of encouragement and hopefulness here. And if they don't like it, they can leave YouTube. We're not going.
Kick rocks.
Yeah, right? Kick rocks and much more. You know, short walk off or what is it? A long walk off a short dock.
Man.
So, you
No,
know, I mean,
no, you're right though. When you put it into perspective, like when you've been through so much more in life, like
they're nothing. They're dust.
it's not even that. It's like it doesn't really.
But the bottom line is that you don't want it being the norm. It doesn't mean they're such dust that they're irrelevant, because
No.
the bottom line is they will
If
affect
they
the
were
future of your
irrelevant, I
children.
wouldn't have never gone and defended myself.
No, I know, but I mean, I understand how some people, I'm not saying you, but in some people, they will be like, block and ignore. Like that's the solution. It isn't, because they grow. Just because you're not looking at them doesn't mean they're not growing. You know, it's
Hmm.
just like rust on your car. You ignore it, it's just going to get bigger. It's a bill that you don't pay. It's just going to get bigger. You can ignore it all you want, but it's not going away. You know, and for the future, and you especially, being somebody with small children, that are going to grow up to be possible, you know, maybe they're going to write a screenplay and they can't say, hey, this is a great idea for Disney, but they can't put it in.
It won't be accepted because they're not of the.
Right. And that's not okay.
It's not.
It's not okay.
No.
And when we become silent is when we die. And we do have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Right.
When you're scared of speaking out, that's when you become silent, and that's when you die, and that's what you should be scared of, because everything dies after that.
Hmm.
You know, it's been proven time and time again. So civilizations have collapsed upon themselves because
Of
technology has
fear,
taken over.
because of intimidation, because of lack of support, because of.
Yep, intimidation. This person's gonna. Yep, they tried to do that with you, and that is something I really respect. They tried to do it with Catherine. They tried to do it with Nine Ounce. They tried to do it with Bobby Ramos. They tried to do it with Jack. They tried to do it with Sandra. They have tried to do it with so many, and that's why I have so much respect for you guys, for Mary, for Net Net. Net Net was, wow, she blew me away tonight. She blew me away. I mean, brings tears to my eyes to even speak of Net Net right now, because she blew me away. And man, she was a warrior tonight in my defense, which I didn't think I would see again. And she was. And here's the thing, that when Net Net told me she was proud of me, this was a couple of months ago, exactly probably October 8th, when she said to me, and she left a comment and said, I'm so proud of you for standing up for yourself tonight. Now, Net Net had never left anything like that before, but I've known Annette for a while. When I saw that, because it comes so rarely, especially when somebody has had animosity towards you, you know you can take that and stick that feather right in your hat. That's a feather in your hat. That it means a lot. So to see Annette take a stance against people bullying me tonight, really, I mean, I know my friends do. My friends do. I can always count on them. But it
You
made
see it
me,
on a more public, grandiose scale.
yeah,
Where it
I
wasn't
mean,
in your chat room or
yeah,
something that was directly about you necessarily,
yeah.
but to see it on a more
Hmm.
public
Yep,
platform,
she said there'll
grandiose
be no
scale.
cancer bullying in this
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Right. It had nothing
Well,
to do directly with me.
right.
She said there'll be no
But I
cancer
think that
bullying in this room.
and I want you to know too that that is always the sentiment, whether it's about you or it's about what
Or
we believe
anyone.
as people that are good human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
is really where I think my heart is at. I should say, I know my heart is at.
It
And I
was in
know your
Mary's life. I know.
yeah.
Yeah. Nanette was the bomb tonight. There was 50 people in there. She was the only mod. She was fucking slamming down the axe there.
Night Owl, she was in Mary's chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mary's life.
You know, I
And
mean, listen, there are all things, I think, in every chat room that we belong to, right?
mm-hmm.
That we can all agree and disagree with at certain times, things that are said, right? I mean,
I
that's
can't deny that Net was,
right. That's
man.
human nature. But
Well,
like
especially
I
when it's
said,
the mod of the room. You know, we could all say, hey, give me this. But when the mod is looking out for you in the room,
yeah,
that's top notch. And she surprised me tonight. But
well, Night Owl, it is amazing that she did that. But you know what? She was doing the right thing.
she was doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. She was a good mod. She's a good mod. She did the right thing. Mary, you got a good mod there. You're a good person. Got a
There
good
were
mod.
some arguments that were
Never
being debated,
questioned.
and the hardest part for Mary, I think, is that she doesn't follow the chat so much, and so she'll go off on her tangents, which is fine because I love Mary for that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Mary cracks me up. I love her. Like
That's
she
such a
could be
beautiful
so
voice.
real. Some of her videos make me laugh so hard I cry. You know,
Like Night Owl, like Cindy said, though, it wasn't specifically about me. She made it in a broader spectrum about being cancer bullying and bullying. And I loved that about her tonight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mary. Have you ever heard Mary sing?
oh yeah,
What a lovely voice.
she's got a very like
Oh
soulful
my God, why
gospel
would you do
voice.
that to
Yes.
Lulu Roscoe? What a dick. God forbid my cat come up to him and say, hey, how you doing? Mary has an awesome singing voice, you know?
Mary has a very good heart and she's got good intentions. And I feel so bad because her channel just got off to the wrong store, I think like 1,000 times.
It's only because she supported me.
Only because what?
That's all it is. I'm telling you.
Wait, why?
Because she supported my channel.
I think it could be a culmination of a couple things. I think it's because she comes in on the tails of Maddie and she
No, they don't mind that. They don't mind that. She was fine when she switched and came over here. That was fine. But see, she got blocked from
She
Tom
definitely
Reed.
has gotten flack for, yes.
She got blocked from Tom Reed for supporting me. And that snowballed into, you know, her warrior like behavior of continuing to support me and not being afraid to support somebody, but the slack that she's taking for it is, that's why I didn't want to make this live stream about commentary, but I will be doing commentary on your live stream, Traveler Girl Lou, or whatever your name is, because you entertain somebody using a Photoshop picture of me in your live stream. They're modded, as a matter of fact,
I don't
in
think she
your
knows
live
that.
stream. Now, you're either very stupid or you think that it's going unnoticed, and you're getting away with something.
I really don't think she knows that.
Well, I've said it many times. Many times. And she has also said many times that I am on meth. So I'm going to side with she's very stupid. She doesn't take the time to watch people's channels to know they're not on meth, but she claims I'm on meth because I'm up all night. So is she watching my channel and just stupid? I'm going to side with that. I'm going to side with that. You can differ with me. Very stupid. Because I am going to do commentary on your live stream about Mary. So you've got about a day to remove your slanderous fucking live stream, or you're on my radar. So tomorrow night's live stream is going to be commentary on Traveler Girl Lou in support of Mary Mary. We are going to be debunking some of the disgusting slander occurring over there, coming from somebody using the likeness of me on their avatar. And you've got about, I don't know, 24 hours, maybe less, to decide if you want to remove it or you want to be on my radar, because we got some pretty tough fuckers in here, Traveler Girl. And you want to ask yourself, can you handle it? You know, I mean,
Well,
you
you know
want
how
to cook in this kitchen. If you
right.
can't take the heat,
No pun
then
intended.
get
No
out of the
cooking, no
kitchen.
kitchen. We don't have a cook in a kitchen.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you want to fucking stir this pot, then make sure you can take the heat. Mm-hmm. Defending your cancer channel is fine to do. It certainly was. And Bobby Ramos is correct.
Bobby,
Coming in there. What's the surprise?
100,000%. Yep.
100%. And Mary is a good person. And in order to stay with the scheme and the message, we're anti-cyberbullying, and that this isn't just about me. We are going to focus on a live stream of Traveler Girl Angie's tomorrow night, where they're bashing our friend Mary Mary's life unnecessarily.
Was she
So
doing that tonight?
that was
Or was it her chat?
a day ago. She was doing it on a chat,
Because
and
she
I
was
don't know
provoked.
all the details, but I'm not
Okay.
even going to
All right.
watch it
We'll
ahead
talk
of
about
time. That's what we're watching tomorrow night, and that's what we're commentating on. And so we're going to be dissecting the behavior of a group that we don't even deal with, and yet they thought they could attack Mary Mary. I'm sorry, but you can't. She's a good person. It's just not happening. Hi, Cassidy. It just doesn't happen. It's not. It has to. We have to keep this channel falling into line with not only protecting, people who are being attacked for cancer or anything, but Mary Mary is being attacked in places that I was not aware that she was getting such slack. I really wasn't. I was not aware of it. But I will do that. Yeah, right, Bobby Ramos. Don't mess with the big guy. Bobby Ramos, she shot her husband. You gotta leave her alone.
Listen.
but
I'm gonna
she
say
had
something about that.
She had to. It was self-defense. And
kudos to you, Bobby, because I would have done the same motherfucking thing.
She knew enough to just shoot him in the knee, and they let that motherfucker out. And didn't the woman that he ended up with end up dead?
There is no blame, and there was no looking down upon that. I give you kudos for that, girl.
Yeah. There wasn't baubles, though. They were like, and she shot her husband and blah, blah. It's like, yeah, don't forget to mention, the rest of the fucking story. The woman he ended up with ended up dead, Cindy.
Sorry. They'll support people that are victims of domestic violence, right?
Not necessarily. I haven't seen them support anybody over there.
I'm just saying.
They like to pretend that they don't support domestic violence, but I don't see them anti-domestic violence.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do. They're not supporting being against domestic violence, but they're not anti-domestic violence. They're just kind of keeping themselves. They could go either way. They cherry pick.
You can't be Switzerland when it comes to that shit. I'm sorry.
Right. They cherry pick.
You can't be. Because you do whatever you have to do to protect yourself. And until you're in a situation like that ever in your life, you can never comment or have judgment on somebody else.
And quit pissing like a puppy, Bobby. Cats, we got it. I'll never forget. Fucking Bobbles came in here one night and said, "And why are you in here, Catherine?" And Catherine said, well, because you were live, SG was there. Then SG went live, and now I'm here. What's the problem? What don't you understand? and and Bobbles said, what, you want to mine? And it's like, want to mine? You don't fucking own people. She's my friend. And no, I brought Catherine. I suggested Bobbles. I've been suggesting Bobbles. I even suggested Jules to a lot of people. And looking back at hindsight 2020, I'd say stay the fuck away from these fucking crazy fuckers. Worst
Look
thing
at
they
what
can
Bobby,
fucking
look
say
at what
about
Bobby
me is
just
I
wrote.
did this, I did that, and I'm just gonna say, cause I was high, motherfuckers.
Look at what Bobby just wrote. But
Poor Bob was gonna bring
I didn't get the
she's
no.
sick.
Look at what Bobby just wrote.
We got no compassion here,
No,
but I didn't get to kill the
but I
bag.
didn't get the.
Right? Look at night out. Poor Bobbles. We got no compassion here. And people say, but you can't do. No, we can, because we have watched these people go to the lowest and the lowest of extremes. And if that's what they can dish out, then they can take that in. So stop complaining about it, motherfuckers. You know? If you don't like it, then don't do it. You know?
Bobby,
Right.
Bobby, remind me to tell you a story one day about a cement truck.
What'd you do? Give somebody a pair of cement shoes? You sleep with the fishes.
It was on my Christmas list one year, and that was the only thing I asked for. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times I prayed for God to kill me or the person I was with because they were so fucking domestic violent. For them to move the story of the 3 days in hospital of Bobby Raymond and the woman he ended up with dead, and just try to focus on Bobby Ramos shooting him. Fuck. Any way you want to look at it, she'll shoot a motherfucker. Shut up.
Yeah.
Only in the knee, though. Only in the knee.
Let me tell you, there was all this hype, all this stuff going on where I live. Even the past year, gas station robberies. People pumping gas. During COVID, so no one was going in to pay for their gas because of the masks and COVID and all that. So everybody was required to pay at the pump, right? So there were so many robberies of vehicles. Like somebody gets out of their vehicle, they're putting their card in the thing and they're pumping the gas. They're right by their vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some motherfucker wants to come up and steal their car, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, hell no. Because a lot of the times I'm getting gas, I'm right there next to my car. I've got my kids in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These fuckers don't care.
Now, I mean, I have my permit, but I don't carry with me because I live in a liberal state and you just don't want to tempt those kinds of things because you'll be in the wrong for whatever you do, right?
No, whatever you do, yeah, don't matter.
Okay. So I also know my right.
Protect your castle or the castle law or
Right.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Right. But so this is what I did. So I was cleaning my truck one day and I have my bright pink thing of mace, because I close up work a lot of times later at night, so I'm always very cautious, so I have that, my mace, and then I put a hammer right next to my driver's seat, and my son looks at me, he goes, "Mommy, what's that for?" I said, "Oh, that's if a motherfucker ever wants to come up and try to steal the car." He goes, "Mommy, what do you mean?" I said, "I'll bust him right at the kneecaps." I mean, I'm 5 foot tall at best, okay? I said, if I'm sitting here, boom, boom, 1, 2, right in the kneecaps, he can't walk again. And my son starts to laugh. He goes, "No, Mommy, I'll do it." Being like the boy that he is. I'm like, no, you just sit and you let Mommy handle it. I said, no one's ever taken my car, especially with you in it, because so many people's cars were getting robbed with their kids in the back seat.
Like my daughter. My daughter's like, don't worry about, and people don't have to worry about my father. It's my mother they gotta worry.
Yep.
Yeah, my mother
And I
come
would
at
say all the
them
time,
like fucking
God
me,
forbid everybody,
Liam Neeson any day.
right?
You know?
God forbid everybody. Remember, oh my God, someone's going to kidnap your kids. I said, don't worry, they'll return them. They'll right quick. They'll come back with the car. They'll come back with the kids. Like I told the kids, I said, you act like a motherfucker, but I said, you know what?
Give her a snot rag.
Uh-uh.
Give her a snot rag, Catherine said. That's for me and Catherine was on fun. You know, one night we sat there, we fucking put these responses to their stupid comments over there one night.
Where?
And I was even late to my live because we were laughing so hard. We thought we were so funny, but they had us blocked and they couldn't see them anyway. We were like, what the fuck, assholes? We thought we were so funny.
Mm,
You're dismissed. Get a snot rag on the way out.
yeah.
You know?
Get a fucking hammer at your fucking knees, motherfucker.
Yeah, and even tell your kid if for some reason they do overpower you,
Mm-hmm.
don't feel bad for fucking taking that hammer and whacking that motherfucker with the
Right in
claw
the head.
end right in
Yep.
the temple.
Yep.
Right smack fucking dab in the
Yep.
temple.
Mm-hmm.
As hard as you can. Do
Yep.
not be afraid.
Mm-mm.
Do not be afraid.
No, because people are ruthless. And that's the crazy world that we live in. But that's what I had to do, you know? But I won't carry because I'll be in the wrong.
Right, that's how it is. It's in any
I have my
a
permit, but
castle
I won't
doctrine.
do it, you know?
It's a castle doctrine or something like that. You're protecting your castle, but they'll find ways around it, you know? That's when she comes out. Yeah. Figure that was fucking funny. She goes, get off your high horse, Catherine. And Catherine would be like, I'll use you to get off. Like she's gonna use her as a step. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, these people get harassed hard for being here. But I hope Mary and people do tune in because tomorrow, unless that live stream is gone, that's what we'll be focusing on. So Traveler Girl, Lou, Angie, whatever you want to call yourself right now, unless your live stream being so fucking derogatory, while people are just giving you hearsay in there, you don't even know if those people. Here, let me clarify. They're not legit people because one is using a Photoshop avatar of me. Now, if that's who your fucking mods are, Traveler Girl Angie, either you're fucking stupid or you think you're smart. One or the other. I'm going to let you know. I'll let you know after tomorrow's show. Or if you've removed that live stream being derogatory about my friend Mary, then, and I'm going to want you to boot fucking Munchie out of there too. Fuck you. You don't get to sit there and entertain a clone using a Photoshop fucking picture of me and think you're going to fucking get away with it, all right? Because I don't know if you've looked at yourself lately. But go fuck yourself. You're no prize either. And you're not perfect. You have had your issues in the past. They can clearly be exposed and fill up a whole fucking live stream, which you wanted to do about Mary, based on slander coming from somebody using a fucking troll account that you modded. So you're on my radar tomorrow night. Tune in, motherfucker. You know? Yeah, telling people I'm a mess. You're lucky I didn't come at you sooner, bitch. I'm gonna need you to fucking make a good choice overnight or this morning, whatever it is. Cindy, I'm gonna go because I'm tired.
Me too.
Yeah, I really appreciate you being up here with me
Thank you. And thank
and
you to everybody in the
tolerating
chat.
me.
Thank you for everybody for, listening and being receptive. And I think that
Thank you for tolerating me.
I'm really proud of you tonight. I'm really proud of you in everything. Okay.
I know I could be annoying.
So can I.
We all can. That's what's most lovable about us.
You know It's to know one is to love one. What is that saying? To know one is to love one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
That's why they hate us, because they don't know us.
They can't relate. because it's actually real.
Yeah, they don't know. Either way you are. We love you the way you are. I love you just the way you are.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go changing to try to please me.
Good song.
I love you guys. Peace, love, and tacos.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, guys. Bye. Bye. All right.